Welcome to Bank of Kaukauna Stadium here on the campus of Kaukauna High School. The site for tonight's Fox Valley Association game between the visiting Fond du Lac Cardinals and the host Kaukauna Ghosts. It's a brisk, crisp, early fall evening.
Brisk?
I would say
early. It's the first day of fall.
Yeah, I was going to say. I see the wind blowing over there. I see the flags moving, Brett.
Hey, I'm in shorts.
It was a little windy coming in. I thought so. But we're expecting kind of cooler conditions here for this game. I'm sure the players don't mind, though, because Brett Fall's officially here, my friend. You're still in shorts. I've already made the transition to pants, as has
I can't
Jim
let
Rosandick.
summer go just yet.
Pantalones. Both Jim and I are wearing here as we're part of USA Today Network, Wisconsin's digital live stream team. And, Brett, we're excited about this one. First, because, first off, we love coming to Kaukauna.
Love it.
Beautiful press box. I'm sitting in a business office, kind of leathery kind of chair.
It is comfy, isn't it?
Very comfortable.
Nate Warner takes care of us.
They do. Nate Warner, we love you, AD here at Kaukauna. But, Brett, a little bit more about the game, too, in terms of what we like, because, you know, these are two teams that are 3-2 overall. They're looking to continue to get a win in the FA so they can get that playoff qualification. And maybe these are a couple teams that are trying to gain some solid footing, you know, midway here through the season, Brett, because they've had their ups and downs, both teams respectively.
Ricardo, whichever team wins this game tonight keeps pace in the race for the Fox Valley Association Championship.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got Neenah right now that's in a heck of a battle right now against Oshkosh North. That game was a 5 o'clock kickoff down at Titan Stadium. Last check, it was Rockets 21-20 at the half. Fond du Lac Kaukauna, one of these two teams is going to be 3-1 after tonight in the Fox Valley Association, and presumably just a game out, assuming either Kimberly and or Neenah win tonight. So, lot to play for, and now it's week 6. Now you get the second third of the season, the regular season, out of the way. Now you start thinking playoffs, right? The last third of the season, playoff positioning, playoff seeding. This is a big game, and it's two kind of aerial attacks, right? You got one of the state's top passers in Steven Schreider at Fond du Lac. Finley Dorio, don't forget about him at Kaukauna, a heck of a signal caller as well. We might be here till midnight if they're throwing the ball all over the yard. So this is going to be a good game, a very big game here in the Fox Valley Association tonight.
Well, Brett, let's hope we're not here till midnight, but you never know. Again, high-scoring teams here with Kaukauna and Fond du Lac. Let's get to know the teams a little bit. I'll read off some Kaukauna notes. Brett will finish with Fond du Lac. Brett, again, put together these notes. Very, very nice of him to do that every week. What about Kaukauna? Well, the Ghosts, winners of 2 straight, coming off a resounding 47-9 win over Oshkosh West last Friday in the FBA matchup at Titan Stadium. Well, Brett mentioned Finley Dorio. Hey, he had a big and efficient night. Threw for 253 yards and 3 touchdowns while completing. Brett, excuse me, it was 12 of 16 passes as Finley has corrected
Okay, I'm
me.
sorry.
That's not your fault. That's on me. Dorio connected with 3 different receivers on his touchdown throws. Nolan Hall from 8 yards out, Garrett Weinberg from 7 yards out, and Max Krieger on a 70-yard connection. The 70-yard score was Krieger's lone catch on the night. And meanwhile, Noah Hoffman provided the damage on the ground, rushing for 123 yards and 3 scores on 20 carries. He finished with touchdown runs of 5, 3, and 50 yards. Weinberg was credited with 3 receptions for 89 yards, while Hall also finished with 3 catches for 23 yards. And Quinn Bookinger added 2 receptions for 71 yards. And overall, Kaukauna generated just over 400 yards of offense. Now, defensively, the Ghosts limited the Wildcats to 198 yards. And on the season, Dorio, switching back to offense here, on the season, Dorio has thrown for 973 yards and 12 touchdowns while completing 58.3 of his passes. His touchdown totals tops in the FBA, while his passing yardage ranks 2nd in the league. Weinberg also has tossed a pair of touchdowns. Noah Hoffman, it seems, Brett, we've been calling his name for about 9 years now.
He's been there. Has he been here that long?
No, but I think his older brother was also
he might not
running back.
appreciate being told that he's been here that long, right?
He easily leads the team in rushing with 551 yards and 6 scores, averaging 5.6 yards a carry and 110.2 yards a game. His rushing total ranks 2nd in the conference. Krieger is the Ghosts' leading receiver with 18 catches for 348 yards. Both of those are team highs and 2 touchdowns. His yardage total, that ranks 2nd in the FBA. Hall is next with 17 receptions for 294 yards and 5 scores, and Weinberg also has 5 receiving scores to go along with his 14 catches for 196 yards. And as a team, Kaukauna is averaging 219.2 yards per game. They're allowing 204.8
Passing yards, yep.
Passing yards, right. And the Ghosts are also averaging 128.2 yards on the ground, and they're allowing 81.2 yards. Kaukauna, high-scoring team, they're averaging 30.4 points, and they're allowing 22.2. Their next game, another big one for the Ghosts, Brett. They're at Neenah next Friday. FEA matchup kickoff schedule there for 7 o'clock. Brett, what can you tell me about those Fond Cardinals?
Yeah, Fond, Ricardo, as you mentioned, both teams 3-2 overall, 2-1 in the FEA, and the Cardinals winners of 2 of their last 3 now. They're coming off a hard-fought 31-28 home victory over Oshkosh North. The Spartans playing some good football right now down at Oshkosh. Again, really pushing Neenah tonight as well. That was last Friday. That was a Fox Valley Association matchup down at Fruth Field. We're going to talk about Fruth Field later in the web stream here. Last season at Fruth Field, yes. Ricardo. Braden Eigenbrot's 18-yard field goal with just 2 seconds remaining. That clinched the win for Fond du Lac. Quarterback Steven Schreider threw for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns on 17 of 24 passing. He hooked up with Max Mengel from 8 yards out in the first quarter, and Tyler Brandner on a 32-yard score in the second quarter. Ethan Wagner-Lang, the Cardinals' top receiver, also threw for a score, a 33-yarder to Mengel midway through the second quarter. Maybe a little wrinkle to watch tonight. Eigenbrot was credited with a 2-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. That broke a 21-21 tie. He finished with 113 yards on the ground. Wagner-Lang, seems like he's been there a while too down at Fondy, doesn't it? Fantastic wide receiver. He wound up with 5 receptions for 59 yards, while Mengel and Tanner Dalsky tallied 3 catches apiece. Mengel and Dalsky finished with 54 and 51 receiving yards, respectively. Overall, Cardinals 371 total yards. On the defensive side, Halden Krieger was all over the field as he finished with 16 tackles. Connor Klapperick was next with 12 tackles and a sack. And Jeremiah McGee, he recorded 10 stops. On the season now, Schreider has thrown for a conference-best 1,402 yards and 11 TDs while completing 68.8% of his passes. He also has 5 interceptions on the season. Eigenbrot leads the way in rushing with 441 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 3.4 yards per attempt, 88.2 yards per game. Wagner-Lang is with Fond du Lac's top receiver with 482 yards and 2 TDs. His receiving yards, that ranks first in the conference, and Dalsky is next with 21 receptions for 194 yards and a score. Brandner has 15 catches for 333 yards and a team-high 4 touchdowns. His receiving yardage ranks third in the league, so 2 of the top 3 receivers in the conference for Fond du Lac. Defensively, Krieger's 56 tackles. That's tops on the team in that category. Klapperick is next with 52 stops. And then looking at the team totals, Fond du Lac averaging 292 passing yards per game, allowing 157.6. The Cardinals are also averaging 105 rushing yards per game and allowing 187.2. And on the scoreboard, Fond du Lac is averaging 28 points and allowing 27. Up next for the Cardinals, they have a tough one too. They're home against Kimberly. That's a Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. I think, as in any football game, which defense can get the stops, right?
Yeah.
And which defense can force the mistakes, get the turnovers. I would think that both coaches, Coach Binsfeld and then Coach Sam Pluker over at Fondy's side, probably would agree, got to tighten up that defense here a little bit as we start hitting the back third of this season.
Always a great atmosphere here at Kaukauna, Bank of Kaukauna Stadium.
So one of a number of interesting matchups tonight in the area. Of course, in the Northeastern Conference, we got a couple big games, Freedom and Luxembourg-Casco, Little Chute FEL. And we're going to keep an eye on that Neenah score at Oshkosh North. Rockets in a battle. Rockets wanting to maintain that perfect season and maybe set up what could be a very intriguing Week 8 matchup against Kimberly. That's a game we're going to live stream in 2 weeks at Papermaker Stadium. Next week's live stream, guys, and I'll continue to plug this throughout the live stream. We're going to be at Little Chute for the big Northeastern Conference rivalry game, Freedom and Little Chute. That's homecoming night for the Mustangs as well. That could be a 2 teams at 6-0, and that takes that county end game right to another level if both of those rivals are undefeated with a conference title in sight. So a couple
those are a couple of the scores we'll be trying to watch this tonight.
A couple nice live streams coming up in weeks 7 and 8. We've had a whole bunch of them so far here in the first 5 weeks. Hard to believe it's already week 6.
Just let everyone know out there through my Instagram, I should say. For those who haven't tuned in yet, they can watch it on the YouTube channel. Bro, we have several different ways folks can watch the game, right? Facebook, the main Post Crescent.
Yeah, postcrescent.com, FDLreporter.com, a number of our Facebook pages, and, of course, our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. And we'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to that channel and actually subscribe to us. We've got a great digital subscription deal that I'll lay out here later on tonight. Probably numerous times I'll lay that out. I should get some sort of commission for it, Rosie.
It's a long time coming, my friend. I think we all should in some capacity.
I got to negotiate that, don't I?
We all do.
A gift card or a gas card.
You guys are shooting too low.
As Ricardo said, I don't think it's brisk at all. I think it's a beautiful evening. Rosie and I
thought it was a little brisk coming in, but,
Hey, listen, Rosie and I, we took a walk. We frequented the concession stand already. Cool. We needed a little bit of a sugar bump there. And I thought it was a beautiful evening for football here in week 6. But, yes, thanks to Nate Werner, the athletic director. We've known Nate for a number of years. He's one of the best in the business. He's right at the top. He's fantastic to work with, and making sure we got in and good to go. And Jeff, the IT folks, leading the IT staff here at Kaukauna High School, making sure that we're all connected and ready to go as well. Always appreciate our visits here at Kaukauna High School.
The band has the K going on out there? Welcome back to Bank of Kaukauna Stadium. A few minutes away from the start of tonight's game between the visiting Fond du Lac Cardinals and the host Kaukauna Ghosts.
Second chance, Ricardo, seeing Kaukauna this season.
Yeah.
We saw him in Week 3 against Appleton North, but been wanting to see Fond du Lac in their outstanding quarterback, Steven Schreider, Ethan Wagner-Lang, a fantastic receiver. I think we've done a pretty good job here this season of really showcasing a number of teams throughout our USA Today Network Wisconsin market, particularly here in the Fox Valley. We'll include Fond du Lac as part of the Fox Valley. Trying to see as many teams as we can before we hit playoff mode, and that's only a few weeks away when we'll start looking at the brackets. Hard to believe. Hey, Ricardo, I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors. For Cellcom, save $1,000 on the entire iPhone 14 family with a new line, or save $650 when you upgrade. Visit Cellcom.com to get yours today. Offers, require a trade-in. Restrictions apply. Details at Cellcom.com/save. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Family-owned for 20 years, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Delivery service is available. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net.
Oh, they're about to have that horse come out, Brett, and the horse, as it was going down, had left a little funny business.
Well, they got to be prepared for that, don't they? Was somebody back there cleaning it up?
Yeah, they had the shovel with the bucket, and A.D. Warner just kind of threw some water down. And
I got to talk to Nate about this. Did you know about that in your job description when you took over at A.D. here last year? Here comes the Galloping Ghost. We talk about it when we're here. What a cool tradition this is, right?
Yep.
Delivering the game ball, and you know this official here, his heart is racing. And,
he fumbles it.
He had to be ready. Now, the first time we were here, the official, nice clean catch. But that, Ricardo, that was a rocket. That's a tough one to handle.
One of the cooler traditions here pregame in the area. I mean, that's just fantastic with the Galloping Ghost.
You see the official there. He got a little grin on his face. That was a 100-mile-per-hour fastball at about point-blank range.
It hit him in the hand. Rosie should have got a close-up on the official.
I know if I was him, he was trying to act cool, calm, and collected, but my heart would have been racing as this horse is coming right at me.
How would you describe your hands, Brett? Would you have caught that?
I would say pretty below average hands, yeah. No, I wasn't. I was good at catching a Nerf ball. Could squeeze that thing.
You and the Nerf balls.
Hey, man, I had many, when I was growing up, imaginary NCAA championship buzzer beaters with the Nerf hoop in my bedroom.
Quite the imagination.
Yes.
Braden Eigenbrout.
Yep.
Will be kicking off for the Cardinals.
Noah Hoffman back to receive, and he's going to take it right at the 5. A lot of speed there in the return, and, it finds a little seam. Spinning his way. Almost broke it, Ricardo.
Yeah, and I think Eigenbrout got the tackle, Brett.
The last line of defense, right, the kicker, but a good start for the Ghosts. They're going to have it at the 32-yard line.
Thank you again for tuning in to tonight's game here at Bank of Kaukauna Stadium. Good pair of FVA rivals here, Fond du Lac and Kaukauna.
You know, Fond du Lac, I should say, going into the season, thought to be a very serious contender in the Fox Valley Association.
Would you say they've, I don't want to say underwhelmed, but a little surprised to see them with 2 losses.
2 losses, but one of them was to Franklin. As Hoffman, big hole and a nice run near the first down marker. He'll be a little shy. Give him 9 yards on that carry. Yeah, the Cardinals, I think that was a week 2 loss. I have the Cardinals schedule here. Yeah, they lost to Franklin 42-20 after opening the season with a 28-20 victory against Kettle Moraine. The other loss was 38-20 to Neenah against the Rockets. Now, you had the Rockets as your dark horse in the FVA. I think they've even passed that.
Yes.
Neenah, one of the top-ranked teams in Division I, along with Kimberly, and right now those are the only 2 undefeated teams remaining in the FVA, the Papermakers and the Rockets. But a chance here for the Cardinals as Hoffman easily gets the first down near midfield. But a chance here tonight for the Cardinals as we sit in the open to keep pace. 2-1 in the league, and you get this one and go to 3-1. You're still definitely in the race. So a lot of talent at the skill positions, and the new first-year coach, and Sam Pluker, we'll talk about him a little while as well, but he's got a lot of familiarity being a player, a standout player at Kimberly in the FVA. And right now, Ricardo, we were expecting a whole bunch of throws. It's been nothing but the ground and pound with Noah Hoffman. He's in Fond du Lac territory, ball at the 49.
Well, one thing about Kaukauna, as we know, is that Hoffman gives them nice balance to go with that passing offense. He's a veteran running back, well, as veterans you can get in the high school game, Brett. He's played in many big games over his career. And right now, 3 straight runs, 3 carries for 19 yards already for Noah Hoffman.
Run it, tell you they stop you, right? But you know with the way Kaukauna can throw the ball around the yard, that sooner or later they're going to take a shot. And what do we have here?
Encroachment?
That's
or
going to be
offsides, I'm sorry.
Yeah, on Fond du Lac.
I got to quit using those NFL terms, Brett.
Using the run, though, to set up the pass. Particularly the play fakes. Very good stable of receivers here, of course, for Kaukauna. A lot of targets for Dorio to find in the passing game. Krieger, of course, with 18 catches coming in, 348 yards. Weinberg, also a guy that Dorio will target. So while Fond du Lac has a lot of talent at the skilled position, same with Kaukauna. You can see 3 receivers here near side as Dorio's going to try his first pass attempt tonight, and he's going to sling it. Nice throw, sidearm throw. That's to number 17. I believe that's Nolan Hall.
Brett, Hall did a good job. He saw that his quarterback was under duress a little bit, cut off his route, came back, and Dorio did a good job of finding him there.
The off-schedule stuff, as they call it, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how many, I got to ask that on Clubhouse Live sometime. How many plays are off schedule? You have all these meticulous plays, and I bet you there's way more than we realize. Nice
How
move
did he
by
get
Hoffman.
out of that
Yeah,
one?
I don't know how he did it. Oh, he's still on his feet. I think he might score. One man to beat. And he is in. 36 yards for Hoffman, Ricardo.
Brett, I thought he was going to be tackled for a loss or a small gain.
And that's my first wow of the night.
And Brett, he had a nice block downfield as well from his teammate. I didn't catch the number there, but very nice block, and that he was able to kind of finish off that run with the touchdown.
Didn't see who was in the backfield or around the line of scrimmage, but yeah, you and I both thought that Hoffman was going to go down. Instead, he scampers in from 36 yards out. Is that number 34 with the kick? I think that's Alex Aschenbrenner.
I didn't catch it. I'm updating my Twitter, though. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN, Brett at PC Brett, see Rosie at Meadow Rosie.
Well, that's the way you start out a drive. It was run dominant. One pass there to Hall from Dorio, but it was all Noah Hoffman in the offensive line doing some good work. 7-0 Kaukauna with the early lead as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Short kick and a good return for the Cardinals. That might have been number 15. Was that Calvin Mullins on the return? The thing about Hoffman, Ricardo, you're looking at 5'10", 175 pounds, but he can get low when he runs.
He does.
And it's tough to grab him. He does not give you a big target, does not give you a big area to try to wrap up, and he's strong.
Brett, Nina leads Oshkosh North 35-20.
And now it's 42-20.
42-20.
Yeah, so the Rockets doing kind of what I was expecting there in the second half and just taking over. And about to go to 6-0. Braden Eigenbrodt, his first run of the night. Good field position here for the Cardinals to start their opening offensive drive. That's a good 8-yard gain or 7-yard gain for Eigenbrodt. First look at Steven Schreider, the talented quarterback for the Cardinals.
Whoa.
Got some good running there.
He had big hole
Eigenbrodt
off the
again.
left side. You know, bro, we talked about the passing games. Right now it's been all the run game.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts, but Schreider enters tonight's action ranked 4th in the state. All divisions, Ricardo, in passing yardage, 1,402 yards. He comes in just 87 yards off the state's leader, Trent Grunewald, I think is how you say it, from Howard's Grove. Schreider missed all of last season with an injury, so good to see him back and doing some good stuff. But like you said, it's been all run so far, both sides, other than the one Dorio to Hall connection on the Kaukana's opening drive. I believe that's Eigenbrodt again. His third carry here to open the game offensively for Fond du Lac. 2nd down and 7 to go. And look at how quickly Fond du Lac to the line, not wasting any time, getting to a quick rhythm right away. That's a little pass. Not a whole lot there for Tanner Dalsky, the 6'1 junior wideout. And 3rd down coming up for Fondy.
A lot of folks are running that little it's technically a pass.
It is that's how Aaron Rodgers got his first touchdown of the season. Quarterbacks will take that all day long, right? 3rd and 6 for Fondy. Big 3rd down play, both sides. As Schreider, that's a nice zip pass. That's number 18, and that's Ethan Wagner-Lang, Ricardo, one of the captains, along with Steven Schreider. Rocky Duran, the junior defensive back, also a captain. Wagner-Lang is 6'5", 185-pound senior wideout. And
nice.
That's his quarterback trusting his receiver and going to who's familiar.
It's true, Brett, and that was a nice timing route as we have a little bit of an equipment problem. I think that's number 42 for Kaukauna, Tyler Jazeski. Had to come out, had a little helmet problem.
1st and 10 at the 35. Fond du Lac now on the move after that opening series for the Ghosts led to a touchdown, and there's Eigenbrodt with the carry. Oh, check that. That's number 0. That's actually Dalsky, also listed as a running back as well on the roster. So the wide receiver running back combo for Dalsky. That's his first carry of the night. But a 1-yard gain. Yeah, 2 yards.
But a nice drive so far for Fondy, Brett. You wondered how right away they're going to answer, and they did.
Watch out.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Right number 44, Brett. Sawyer Steinecke. There must have been a breakdown somewhere among the offensive line, Brett. He was right in there.
Yeah, because he's listed as a defensive lineman. At first I saw number 44 thinking that was a linebacker in a blitz. No, you're right. He coming from the line. Blocking mix-up up front and untouched. Steinecke with the sack. 5'11", 245-pound junior. Setting up a 3rd and 13 now for the Cardinals.
Well, Brett, I jinxed them. Just as I said, they were having a nice drive and nice answer to the touchdown from Hoffman. Now it's a 3rd and a very long for Fond du Lac.
Well, you don't need it all here. Try to get a chunk of that and set up a 4th and manageable. As Schreider, he's got time. He's got all day. Oh, down the field, and that's caught. What a throw and catch, and a flag after that. But that was Dalsky, Ricardo, with the great hands on the near sideline, and he's down.
Carson Van Dintner put a nice lick on him as well.
Is that what the flag is?
Oh, it can't be. That was a nice tackle.
What a throw. And we got a Kaukauna player down here on the other side. So 2 players down.
Try to see what that flag is about, Brett.
I'm trying to see who the Ghost is. That's number 74. Logan Arft, a sophomore defensive lineman, down. Of course, Dalsky took a pretty good shot after catching that pass. Boy, that was a rocket ball and great hands, concentration in traffic. He didn't have a whole lot of turf to work with there along that sideline. Illegal touching, is that what it is? So were they saying Dalsky maybe was out of bounds and then came back in and did?
Exactly. I think that's what that is, Brett. He can't touch the ball.
That's tough because that was a heck of a throw, heck of a catch, and to add insult to injury, then he's got to take a shot and sort of slowly walk off the field.
Brett, who's that player down on the
That's number 74, Logan Arft, a sophomore defensive lineman. Seeing, though, the arm strength of...
That was a nice pass.
Yeah,
that was a seed right to Tanner Dalsky.
Yeah, Schreider looking at his name in the program, 6'2", 175-pound senior.
Brett, that is a final now. Nina 42, Oshkosh North 20. That's from our buddy Steve Clark.
So the Rockets blanking the Spartans in the second half. Remember, that was a 21-20 Nina lead at halftime. Now the Rockets 6-0 overall, 4-0 in the FVA. Kimberly, they're hosting Oshkosh West tonight. A couple of the other FVA game, Appleton East at Appleton North.
Well, Brett, look at this. We're, midway through the first quarter against with Little Chute and Fox Valley Lutheran. Mustangs 12, FVL nothing. Vandenberg with a couple of long passes, 41-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Fisher, and an 86-yard touchdown pass to Caden Kerrigan.
Wow. So the Mustangs.
And I believe FVL's playing with their backup quarterback.
Well,
yeah,
I was going to mention that to you, Ricardo. Yeah, I think you would.
I'd heard from sources that, unfortunately Liam Harridges, their great junior quarterback, was hurt.
Thing about the Mustangs, too, is Arft had to be helped off the field. Hopefully he'll be all right. 3rd down and long coming up, 3rd and 17 for the Cardinals. But the Mustangs defensively been very, very sturdy this season, so keep an eye on that. And little play fake. Schreider down the field. Intercepted. Intercepted by number 42. That's Tyler Jazeski, Ricardo, the junior safety. Got in front of the intended receiver. Went up and got it. And first turnover of the game. One of the things that we kind of mentioned as far as statistical notes go for Schreider, Ricardo, looking on the season, he does have 11 touchdowns, but now with 6 interceptions on the season.
Well, I think on that pass he had the right idea, but he's got to put a little more air under it.
Yeah.
It was a little too flat. But don't take anything away from Tyler Jazeski.
A heck of a
play, Brett.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10, Kaukauna at its own 29-yard line, already up 7-0. And a little bit more of Noah Hoffman. Wow, a whole bunch of defenders there. And a loss of a yard on that run. Maybe, well, let's see. Are they going to say no gain? Officially no gain, so 2nd and 10.
5 carries, 55 yards for Noah Hoffman. 5'10", 175-pound senior. Here's that triple bunch receiver set, Brett, near side.
See if one goes in motion. Not this time. No, Hoffman's going to look for some space again. I think that was number 6 for the Ghost, Jeremiah McGee, the junior linebacker, getting in there and wrapping up. Fond du Lac doing a little bit of better job closing those gaps, fighting off the blocks, and now forcing a 3rd and about, 6 or 7 for Dorio. 3rd and 7, I guess, ball at the 33-yard line. So assuming it will be a passing down here for Dorio. He's only thrown, one pass so far tonight. Dorio just a junior, so coming back again for another season. You know, Coach Binsfeld loves that, doesn't he? Going to have a lot of experience at the quarterback spot. Well, he's got looking for a receiver, double covered, and just overshot his intended receiver, number 13.
I want to say that was a dangerous pass, but, number 13.
Parker Shue.
Parker Shue was there. I mean, just a bit too long, but, boy, if you would have threaded
that would have been a beautiful play.
That's a big boy throw. And it's 4th down, but showing off the arm a little bit is Dorio.
Yeah, so punt team comes out for Kaukauna, looking to see who's back to receive. That's number 2, Tyler Bradner, a senior. One of those talented receivers for Schreider to throw to. And we have a flag. False start, going to push the Ghost back 5 yards. Yeah, so Ricardo gave everybody an update on that big Little Chute Fox Valley Lutheran game. Mustangs up, what'd you say, 12-zip?
12-zip. Trying to track down some more scores for you, Brett.
Yeah, well, you got some big ones, some key games tonight. Of course, De Pere, West De Pere. See if the Redbirds can kind of get back on track, but that's a tough task. The Phantoms are very good. Of course, Freedom and and Luxembourg Casco, that's another one we're going to keep an eye on. And the punt, that is going to, they're going to let that bounce. Bradner says, get away from it, and about the 40-yard lines where Fond du Lac will take over. Gives me an opportunity as we're talking about games. Again, we're going to be back at it next Friday night, week 7 already. We're going to head to Unison Credit Union Stadium and Fitzpatrick Field in Little Chute, just up the road. Mustangs hosting rival Freedom in the annual battle for the county ensign, also homecoming night. Well, they got everything going on at Little Chute. Game could also have Northeastern Conference Championship implications. Live coverage will begin at 6:45 p.m. Be sure to tune in for that, or log in. You don't tune in when you watch these, right? You log in. You tune in if you're watching TV.
That was Eigenbrot on the carry.
Ricardo, I'm old enough to I can remember when you had to I had to get up and change the dials on the TV. There was no such thing as a remote control.
That's a long time ago, Brett.
Rosie remembers that. But yeah, I do too. Black and white TVs with the rabbit ears. Absolutely. 2nd and 6 for Fond du Lac here.
Glory days.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure they were so glorious. Eigenbrot, tough run,
yeah.
Couple yards.
Tough run, but a good job by the Kaukauna defense. They're keeping these runs at a moderate level.
I'm a bit surprised at how much they're sticking to the ground game right now, both sides. Obviously seeing something in film study, right, where they think they can attack the run defenses. We'll see if Schreider at, 3rd and 4th, the 46, let's see if he drops back to pass on this 3rd down play, and I think we're going to get a timeout, Fond du Lac.
2:12 left here in the first quarter. Kaukauna leads 7-0. Let's see if we can get some other scores here. They've been kind of slow coming in here.
Just remember, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Also, we've got a great deal on a digital subscription to the Post-Crescent, Fond du Lac Reporter, all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. For the next 6 months, you can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $1. Includes full access on your desktop, tablet, mobile device every day. The e-edition is part of that as well. Learn more details and sign up right now, folks. Postcrescent.com/subscribe and FDLreporter.com/subscribe.
Well, this is an interesting score. Mukwonago and Arrowhead tied 7 apiece. I know that's a bit away from our area, Britt, but that involves the number 1 team in the
statewide
state,
implications,
Mukwonago,
right? Yeah.
I did have another score here, though, and it looks like Brett, Wausau West is leading Spash 6-3.
Okay.
That's an interesting score there in the Valley Football Association.
Yeah, Rosie and I were talking about Marshfield's playing well this year over in the central market. So Tigers looking for a VFA title maybe. Tough throw. Beautiful throw and catch. Wow. That's Wagner Lang again. Schreider kind of had to scramble a little bit and a little bit of a sidearm throw it looked like, but another dart to Wagner Lang. First down. So dangerous back there is Schreider in the pass. Ball at the 36.
Wagner Lang doing a good job of helping out his quarterback.
Oh, they know each other.
18-yard gain inside Kaukauna territory now.
Little pass. Is that Bradner, his first touch. Nice safe throw. Kind of try to establish a rhythm in that passing game for the Cardinals. See if Dalsky ends up coming back. He is back out on the field, so good to see number 0 back out for the Cardinals. He left the game in the previous offensive series, a little banged up, but looks like he's good to go. As Schreider waiting for the snap, hands off to Eigenbrot. Third down coming up for the Cardinals. Braden Eigenbrot hit the big field goal to win it last week for the Cardinals over Oshkosh North.
Brett Little shoot up 19-0.
Taking it to FVL, huh?
Third touchdown pass for Vandenberg. 28 yards to Hunter Thiel, their big receiver. And Appleton North, by the way, 7-0 lead over Appleton East.
Okay, all Appleton
Jack Robinson touchdown.
Look out for the Mustangs, Ricardo.
And Kimberly's up 14-0 over Oshkosh West. Myron to Kreider, 2 touchdown passes.
Yep. We're going to see the Kimberly Papermakers in a couple weeks. Watch out, Schreider. Whoa, almost intercepted. The big fella just couldn't come up with it.
Brett, was that Carter Knack?
Number 65.
65, okay.
Mitch Verstegen, the junior.
Verstegen had it in his hands, Brett. It's like a dancing loaf of bread, Brett, when it's like right in your hands. You could have took it the other way.
Ricardo, you know those eyes got as big as saucers, right? They're going to say incomplete pass. Kaukauna thought maybe it was a fumble. He kind of slammed those big mitts in the turf at his one moment, right, to pick one off. Instead, it's fourth down, coming up ball at the 28-yard line. 4th and 2. Ricardo, big down here for the Cardinals. Second time they've been in Kaukauna territory. And, whoa, what do we have again?
Is it a timeout, Kaukauna?
Okay, now the Ghosts are going to burn one. Both teams burning a timeout here in the first quarter. Just 32 seconds to go as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Got to get a Freedom Luxembourg Casco score as well. NEC has been really very impressive this season. I think you'd have to agree.
I agree completely. I'll try looking up Luxembourg Casco here.
Again, Neenah beating Oshkosh North tonight, so the Rockets 6-0 on the season, 4-0 in the FVA. Oshkosh West and Kimberly. Ricardo said Papermakers up 14-zip. Appleton North leading 7-zip over Appleton East. That's the Fox Valley Association tonight. Of course, this game as well. I'm getting excited because you get those first 6 games, 6 weeks in. Now I start, I don't know about you, but I start thinking playoffs. I'm starting to kind of feel it. Conference championships are going to start to be decided. And the next 2 weeks for us as a stream team, we could be streaming games that do decide conference titles. See how everything wraps up here in week 6 first. 4th and 2 for Schreider and the Cardinals, and little play fake, high catch, or throw and catch by Wagner Lang. Boy, he went up and got it in tight coverage. First down. But he is a nice-looking wide receiver, 6'5", so tall frame. Schreider says, go up and get it. You got good vertical, obviously, as well with those long arms, and he snares it down. 1st and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Nice to have a tall receiver, Ricardo, to throw to.
That's a critical 4th down conversion, too, for Fond du Lac. Keeps this nice drive going.
That's a little push pass to Dalsky. Yep. And that is how the first quarter comes to a close here at Bank of Kaukauna Stadium. 1 quarter in the books here in this Week 6 matchup as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Kaukauna with the 7-0 lead over Fond du Lac. Yeah, 19-0 Mustangs lead. I know that's one of the big games here tonight in the Fox Valley. That's over at FVL. I think the last time, what was I reading? Maybe I think it was your story. No, who was I? Trying to recall where I read that, but this is the first time since I think 2018 that Little Chute has played at FVL. The last time when it was supposed to be at FVL, they played it here.
I think that was Tom Dombeck's.
Yes, you're right.
10 games to watch.
Because
good job with that.
They had a turf issue at FVL and couldn't use the field that season. So
Vandals.
Kaukauna was the home field for FVL that season for a number of games. 2nd and 9 is how the second quarter will open. Ball at the 20-yard line for Fond du Lac. Only score of the game so far, a 36-yard touchdown run by Noah Hoffman with 8:59 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 as you can see again on our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Gorgeous evening. And Fond du Lac quickly to the line after the official's whistle. Is that a direct snap? That's Dolsky.
It is.
Dolsky with the carry.
And it's a first down, Brett, right at the 10.
So 1st and goal, yep, at the 10.
And that will be goal to goal, it looks like.
Yep, it is. So Fond du Lac knocking at the door. Chance to perhaps tie this one up here. There's another direct snap to Eigenbrot.
Yeah, another close formation. Eigenbrot takes it for about a 2-yard gain, maybe just short of 2 yards. He has 7 carries for 26 yards, Brett.
Good start for.
And Eigenbrot does all the kicking,
senior.
Brett.
Yeah.
He had the game-winning field goal over Oshkosh North.
Right, right in the final seconds. Secure that 31-28 victory for Fond du Lac. And that's a handoff to Eigenbrot. And 3rd down coming up. Looks like he'll be, at the 6 maybe? I think that's where they're going to spot it. So 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yeah, there was a hole there off that left side, Brett. But again, credit Kaukauna for closing that gap really quick. They haven't really allowed any really big explosive chunk plays, Brett. But this drive has been going on for a while for Fondy, Brett. This one started back at the 39.
So have to do a little play fake here, Ricardo, and keep the ball in Schreider's hands. Nope, he's going to look wide open and a nice route, and that's Wagner Lane. That was easy.
Well, when you have
6
that
yards.
much to work with, Brett, that kind of field, and you're running that kind of a route,
Yeah.
that corner route, that's hard to defend.
Very hard to defend, and Schreider Ricardo put it in front of his receiver. Only he could catch it. And how about that? Good answer for the Cardinals. A PAT from tying this one up.
Eigenbrot will be doing that kicking, but we expected this, Brett. This was going to be a close game. 2 really high-functioning offenses. As Eigenbrot's kick is up and good. 10:27 left in the first half. We're all tied up here between Kaukauna and Fond du Lac. I'll update my Twitter again.
Nice drive for the Cardinals.
Good answer for them.
Don't have how many plays it was.
I have it for you, though. I'll look at it real quick. 12th play. And started at the 39, so 12th play, 61 yards?
61 yards, yeah. 6-yard pitch and catch from Schreider to Wagner Lang. Beautiful play, beautiful route, beautiful throw. And just updated our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, all tied up here at 7 apiece at Bank of Kaukauna Stadium. Week 6 matchup. 2 of the upper echelon teams in the FVA doing battle here. Which team will take a big step in maintaining pace, right? In the FVA, you got to think Papermaker's already off to a strong start. Very likely Kimberly will improve to 6-0 and 4-0 on the season. So which one of these 2 teams will move to 3-1 in league play? We'll find out. And wow, that's a live ball. You got to pick that up. Hoffman does inside the 5. Wow, there's a special teams miscue, Ricardo. That was kind of a short kick. Hoffman was back deep. I think that was a design kick, right, to maybe hit a soft spot in that return unit. Ball skips on the turf, and look at where Kaukauna has to start at its own 5-yard line.
Well, a bit of a challenge here now for Kaukauna's offense, which really looked good. Some explosive plays for them in the first half, but really the first quarter, I should say. The first quarter was really dominated by Fondy in terms of time of possession, Brett.
One of those moments you have to remember that's not like a punt where you can just let that ball bounce, right? That kickoff is a live ball.
That's a mistake that's made all the time, Brett, though. You see that once in a while in the NFL as well.
So 1st and 10 is Finley Dorio now. And looks like we're going to get, what do we have here? And
timeout.
Fondi with a timeout.
Well, it was interesting because Jorio looks like he made a call at the line of scrimmage, Brett.
Saw something.
Yeah, to throw that kind of quick bubble screen, and Fondi didn't like the defense they were in, so they quickly called the timeout.
Hey, let me talk a little bit about Fond du Lac's first-year coach, Sam Pluker. First year guiding the Cardinals. He had been an assistant with Fond du Lac the previous 2 seasons. Now, Dakota Hermes, he served as the team's interim head coach after Steven Jorgensen stepped down after week 4 of last season. Hermes now currently the Cardinals defensive coordinator. Pluker comes in. He teaches leadership and modified physical education at Fond du Lac High School. He's also the physical education department's team leader. Ricardo, just 24 years old, and he's running an FVA program. He's a 2015 graduate of Kimberly High School. He was a 3-year letter winner, 2-year starter at linebacker, also a member of the Papermakers 2013 and 14 back-to-back state championship teams. Also already has some college experience, served as an assistant coach at UW Oshkosh before joining Fond du Lac. So very impressive for young Sam Pluker to be taking over not only just an FVA team, Ricardo, but a Fond du Lac squad that has been one of the FVA's best in recent seasons. Hoffman with it. And watch, oh boy.
Oh my.
Wow. What a run to get yourself out of trouble and finally brought down in Fond du Lac territory, Ricardo. At the 44-yard line, showing that speed. If not for a good angle taken by one or two of those defenders, I think that could have been a 95-yard touchdown run by Hoffman.
As it is, Brett, it's a 49-yard run. You're right, Brett. He exploded through that line. That must have been a gaping hole in that Fond du Lac defense.
Hmm.
7 carries, 108 yards is what I have for Hoffman already, Brett.
Dorio swings it over. That's number 7 for the Ghost. Max Krieger fighting his way. I mean, if you're Fond du Lac defensive, you're thinking, all right, we got these guys,
yes,
right?
It's a little deflating.
We got them pinned against the goal line. And just like that, Hoffman reading some good blocks, finds that seam and that sprinter speed on that far sideline. Wow. Ball at the 36-yard line. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Ghosts. Doing a lot of damage on the ground so far tonight. And nope, Dorio's going to keep it, looking for a block and wrestled down by number 14, Caleb Nels, the senior defensive back. To finish that thought, though, about Pluker, Steven Jorgensen, I just wanted to mention, now an assistant coach at Bayport. Of course,
that's true.
His father, Steve Jorgensen, he's part of that Rockets team that's undefeated.
And he was lauded by Coach Steve Young. He kind of calls the plays. He's offensive coordinator for Nina Brett.
But Sam Pluker, how about that? 24 years old, running a program here in the FVA. That's pretty impressive. Hand off to number 33, Kyle Kress, a sophomore.
Either way, Brett, what you see is a lot of Kimberly influence.
Yeah. The Steve Jones coaching tree, right?
Well, I would say kind of him and Jones.
Steve Jorgensen. Yeah, I said Steve Jones.
I'm sorry, Jones and Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Because you have Westerman up in Bayport as well.
Yep. That is true. Steve Jones, of course, now very high demand motivational speaker, I guess leadership speaker, and got that book out right now. Him and Lucas Jaden, and he's got a miss. As that is a misfire there by Dorio.
Dorio could have ran for a first down. I think he's kind of, upset with himself because I think there was a lot of green right in front of him.
Nolan Hall, the intended receiver, but you got to wonder if Steve Jones, does he miss it? He's got to miss it, doesn't he?
Of course he misses it. Who wouldn't miss it? I'll tell you what, though, you got to give Chad Michaelwitz a lot of credit, Brett, because he has kept that engine humming.
Haven't missed a beat, have they? And a number of the assistants are back.
A number of them, but I guess I was under the impression that a fair number are back,
yeah.
But there are some key changes as well. But what hasn't changed is the offense. The defense still pretty much they run the same schemes, but just by different coaches now.
Mm-hmm. So 3rd down and 7? Wow. Boy, just really doing some good work in that run game. Again, Noah Hoffman, basically Ricardo, nothing fancy, just right up the gut. And those big offensive linemen getting a push off the snap. Ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Up to 120 yards for Noah Hoffman, Brett, on 9 carries. Having himself a nice first half, nearing the 8-minute mark here left in the first half. Nice long drive for Kaukauna, gets their defense a little bit of a rest.
Hoffman again. Ooh. There's a seam.
Look at
He's
that.
in. Wow,
Brett,
20 yards.
He has shifted. He makes that cut, and there's little that safety could do, Brett. He's at a not an advantageous angle.
Carter kind of puts that foot in the turf, right, and just on a dime, he takes off other direction. Boy, is he having himself a nice second rushing touchdown of the game for Noah Hoffman. The first one was 36 yards. This one 20 yards. And the Ghosts answer Fond du Lac's touchdown with a touchdown of their own. Kick is good. And as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard, now goes up 14-7. 7:47 to play. That was actually number 39, Osvaldo Soto Sanchez, the kicker for the Ghosts. Remember, this drive started at Kaukauna's own 5-yard line, and Noah Hoffman picking up a whole bunch of those yards on this drive, this touchdown drive with his legs, and that offensive line, you know, they're loving it too, right? They want to run block.
Brett, 7-play, 95-yard drive. A lot of big plays.
Rosie had a good shot at those the big guys up front. They're kind of smiling, having a good time. At the 14 is number 2, Tyler Bradner on the return. Good field position now for Fond du Lac. This could be a back and forth game.
Well, let's see how Fond du Lac answers, Brett. They had a nice drive in the first quarter to answer that first Kaukauna touchdown. Can they kind of repeat that scenario? 1st down and 10 at their own 39.
Well, they got the offensive firepower, don't they?
Certainly
do. It definitely can put up some points, some yards, and here comes that offensive unit, now down 7. 7:40 to play in the second quarter. Week 6 of the high school football season, and I intend to wear shorts through all all 9 weeks.
I'm going to hold you to that, my friend.
Oh, you hold me to that.
I'm already wearing pants.
Hand off to Eigenbrot, and nice job there. Was number 55 for the Ghosts that got in there first to try to slow down. That's Carter Knack, the senior defensive lineman, slowing down Eigenbrot and letting his defensive teammates come on in, and that's a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, so is it Knack or Knock? Anyway.
It's Knack, I asked.
It's Knack, and then number 50, Colin Mossberger, kind of finished up there, Brett.
That's what they told me next door, Knack.
Okay. Nine carries, 27 yards for Eigenbrot.
There's Eigenbrot again.
Up the middle. Wow.
Boy, he just kind of puts his head down, his shoulder pads down, and barrels forward. That's a big second down run. Sets up 3rd and short now, or 3rd certainly manageable. Ball at the 45-yard line. 3rd and 4.
Nice crowd here tonight, too, Brett. Good, sizable Fondy crowd across the way. Kaukauna usually represents 27-0, by the way. Kimberly over Oshkosh West.
Look at this little razzle-dazzle. Wagner Lane, he wanted to throw it, and the defense said, nope, not at all. I think that was number 42, one of the first ones maybe to get in there. That would have been Jazeski again, the junior safety. I think Wagner Lane was going to go kind of back on the reverse. I think he was going to stop and throw.
I think he was too, Brett. Jordan Luce also is the one who brought him down, but nice penetration by the Kaukauna Ghost brings up punting situation. And Brett, there's plenty of time for the Ghost now to end this half.
Ricardo, I think that came with film study, didn't it?
Yes.
The defense was not fooled at all. And whoa, geez, that was almost a block. Ghost getting away of that one, and they'll mark it at about the 29-yard line. So 1st and 10 coming up for Kaukauna. Yeah, Matt Binsfield, 7th season here as Kaukana's head coach. We talked about this before. Previously, the head coach just up the road down Highway 96 at Wrightstown. Helped the Tigers to a D4 state championship in 2011. This is his alma mater, Kaukauna High School.
Jackson Fox, remember him?
I do.
Had that game-winning touchdown in overtime to help Wrightstown win that title. That was a great game.
Oh, boy. I think if you're
Somerset they played.
Another middle border team, right?
Exactly.
I think if you are a Fond du Lac fan right now, you're holding your breath every time number 2 is running with the ball. I mean, he is essentially taken over this game. 9-yard pickup there for Noah Hoffman, who
11 carries, 149 yards, BC.
I was going to say, he's well over 100 yards. I mean, the way this is going and the way this drive, he might have 200 yards by the half. Clock continuing to run, under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
No need for Kaukauna to rush, Brett.
No.
They have a really nice thing going here offensively. The offensive line's controlling the line of scrimmage. 2nd and short. Oh, and offsides. And Fondy's looking to the offensive line of Kaukauna. And there's some clapping going on by the Cardinals defenders.
Yeah, Kaukana's moving backwards. That's going to be a 5-yard false start penalty against the Ghosts. So instead of 2nd and 1, 2nd and 6. Noah Hoffman's thinking, that's fine, 5 more yards for me. The way I'm running tonight. What do you say, 149 yards for Hoffman already?
149 yards, 11 carries.
2 touchdowns, a 36-yarder and a 20-yarder for Hoffman, the 5'10", 175-pound senior running back. One of a number of really good running backs in this FVA. Of course, Jace Jenkins, Blake Berry of Kimberly.
All tied up between Mukwonago and Arrowhead, Brett.
Jack Robinson of Appleton North. Wow.
And it looked like there was an offsides on the Cardinals.
Yeah, there's your late flag. Eigenbrot, another of those talented running backs that we're seeing tonight, of course. What are they going to call
They're
it?
calling a holding on the Cardinals. But one of the Cardinals' defensive linemen jumped. Am I right? Did you see that, Rosie? Rosie did not see that. Okay.
Oh, holding on the Ghost. I see. Okay, so that's going to march the Ghost back 10 more yards. And remember, this was a 2nd and 1 situation. Now we're looking at, 2nd and about 15?
About that, yeah.
Ball at the 23-yard line for Kaukauna. So the Ghosts going the wrong way. There's Dorio now. He's got plenty of time. He's looking this way. And, good closing speed by number 11. That is Jacob Haller, the junior defensive back, breaking that up for Nolan Hall.
Hey, Wyoming Fremont, 4:43 left in the second quarter, Brett. They lead Amherst 20-13.
Yeah, that's
the
a big
Warhawks
one tonight. Yeah, Warhawks 4-1 on the year. Amherst 3-2. It's one of our games to watch.
I don't know what to make of Wyoming Fremont. They got, shut out by Shiocton last week. Kate Stingle, the hurdles champ, with a big game for Shiocton. But, boy, they're really taking it to Amherst right now. Apparently their run game is unstoppable.
Amherst, they lost to Clintonville earlier this year.
They did.
Dorio looking
downfield.
Oh, whoa, nice. He's just about a yard shy, maybe. That is a nice throw to number 7, Max Krieger. All day to throw, Ricardo, and Krieger was wide open. So now what do you do if you're Kaukauna? You're 4th down and about a yard to go.
Is it a yard? I think it's about 2 yards.
Oh, is it 2 yards to go? Okay, they're going to spot it a little bit farther back.
I believe that's a punting situation.
Yeah, I think so too. Although with the way this offensive line has been pushing around guys on that Cardinal defense. Right now, the offense on the field. Now, are they going to maybe try to draw Fond du Lac off sides here with 3 minutes to play? Boy, this is a big spot here. 4th and 2 for the Ghosts at the 37-yard line. There.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. Little play fake. Nice.
Wow, nice play.
And a nice move. That's number 17, Nolan Hall, in Fond du Lac territory. Ricardo, that's a gutsy call.
That's understating it, in my opinion, because of where the ball was. But look at this, Brett. Hey, he looks like a genius, though, right?
Yeah, right. If it works, you look great. If not, everybody's ready to run you out of town. But ball's going to be at the 43-yard line. But, again, using Hoffman to set that up. Hoffman had the big first half. He got a key in on number 2. 2 yards for him tonight has been nothing. Little play fake to Hoffman, and Hall is wide open. And then does a little shake and bake to clear some more space. And look at this.
25-yard gain on that pass play.
Oh, nice adjustment by Krieger. I think he was waiting for it more towards him. He had to run up and get it. That actually moves. It kind of built momentum for him to lunge forward and get about 8 or 9 yards on that pickup. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Clock running here late first half. Ball at the, we'll say what the officially the 34-yard line. It's past the 35. Scoreboard says 35. Ricardo, I'm giving him a 34.
34 and a half.
Second down. There's Hoffman. Well, just patiently reading, waiting for his blocks. He's got the first down. Clock stops briefly to reset the chains. They'll spot the ball. And winding the clock again. We're at the 2-minute mark. Ball at the 32. 1st and 10 for the Ghosts.
152 yards on 12 carries for Noah Hoffman. Dorio, 3 receivers far side in that bunch formation that they like to run out of. And look out.
Yeah, he looked at Hall and made a little signal, though, a little slant play. And look at Hall, still on the move. Stiff arm, still up. He's in.
There's a flag on the play, though, Brett.
They're calling it a touchdown. We'll see what the flag is, but that's a 32-yard score if it stands.
And it is against Kaukauna.
What was the call? I missed it. Was that like an illegal man downfield type situation?
I'll tell you what, though, Dorio did a good job, Brett. That there was a bit of a fumble or mishandle on the snap.
Well, it was interesting because you saw Dorio look Hall's way and kind of give him a signal, and Hall ran a nice route, a little slant route, but they're saying maybe that the lineman got downfield a little bit too fast on that.
Yeah, that's a 5-yard penalty, isn't it, when that happens? I'm not sure exactly.
Ball going to be at the 37-yard line, so 2nd and 15 for the Ghosts. I think, what do we got here? Look at this. Oh.
Got a little too excited, Brett.
Garrett Weinberg trying to sling it over. I think he had time to set and just step into that. He wanted to get rid of it quickly. It was there. Instead, an incomplete pass.
Interesting drive so far for Kaukauna. Brett, this started back at the 29.
3 receivers near side again.
So this is the 9th play of the drive.
I think you give it to Hoffman here, see what he can do. And he has it, looking for a little spin move. Look at him go. Still sheds another tackle and then moves the pile near the first down marker. Kaukauna with 2 timeouts remaining. Clock continuing to run, and the Ghosts are going to have to get to the line quickly here on 3rd and 2. I think you run it with him again. He's a home run threat, Ricardo. Every time he's touching the ball, he's a threat to score.
He's as good as any running back we've seen, Brett. We've seen some good ones with Jenkins and Blake Berry. He has it when you're looking at a running back. Explosiveness. He runs low to the ground. He's great balance. He's very hard to bring down by the first tackler.
You can hear the fans in front of us. They're getting a little testy, not testy, but maybe impatient. There's Hoffman.
There's no need to be. Hoffman's running like a madman.
That's a weird play. A lot of guys just kind of standing around. Now do the Ghosts with 31 seconds to go, they're going to get to the line quickly, let the clock or the chain set, so they'll run the clock here, and the clock starts 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line as Dorio, he's got to get rid of it. He's on the whoa, look at that closing speed by number 44.
Now you got to call timeout if you're Kaukauna.
How about Max Mengel, the junior linebacker, or the junior, I should say. He's listed as a fullback, but showing that closing speed, 6'3", 215 pounds. Ricardo, I was waiting for Dorio just to kind of throw it out of bounds. He was on the run. He waited to the last second to try to make a play. Instead, he's brought down. Actually, no sack. That is no gain or loss on that. Ball's going to be right back at the 15-yard line. But, boy, good play by Mengel. Coming in from the backside there to bring down Dorio.
Well, with 20 seconds left, they still have a few plays here, Brett. They do have one more timeout. It is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, both teams out with one timeout as I look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery, Sportswear scoreboard. Rapids and DC Everest, they're tied up 7 apiece. Valley Football Association game. Our Central Wisconsin markets, part of our what we call the G10. Stevens Point, Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids, Marshfield markets, all included with our USA Today Network Wisconsin group. Dorio. Whoa, wow. Boy, did he take a shot. That's number 12. That's Connor Klapperick, the defensive back. Ricardo coming in on the blitz. And Dorio never saw him.
No, he didn't, and that's a loss of 6 yards, brings up a 3rd and 16.
And that'll be Kaukauna burning its final timeout.
Well, now you're in position now, Brett, where it's like, okay, let's try to get some yards here for our field goal kicker, I'm going to imagine.
Kaukauna's had some pretty good field goal kickers, haven't they? I was looking that up again today. Remember Gavin Lahm and Kyle Seafelt? Yeah, Lahm now with the Badgers. Seafelt at Upper Iowa, both very excellent kickers for the Ghosts last season. Just checking out the stats. Now, Lahm and former Nina standout Jack Van Dyke, they have handled kickoff duty so far for the Badgers. Lahm, 11 kickoffs and 6 touchbacks. As for Seafelt, he has 2 touchbacks on 7 kickoffs, 0 for 1 in field goal attempts for Upper Iowa. So, guys, if you're watching tonight, watching your Galloping Ghosts, continued good luck with the Badgers in Upper Iowa. That's a luxury to have 2 college kickers on your roster, isn't it?
Embarrassment of riches at the special teams, right?
3rd down for Kaukauna. Ball at the 22-yard line. And Fond du Lac with some big defensive plays here to stymie this drive. Dorio, he's got time, looking to his left. Watch out. Well, he escapes, still looking, going to throw downfield. Little low on that.
Right, he showed some escapability, and that was he threw it where only his receiver could get it, Brett.
I think that was Hall again.
But now, are they going to attempt to kick that field goal now?
Yeah, they're going to bring out
there he is.
Soto Sanchez, number 39.
Brett, quick, do your calculations. How far is this?
Well, let's see where they're going to mark this.
39?
Looks like about the 38. No, they're going to set it. No, they're going to do 40-yarder.
Okay.
40-yard field goal attempt for Osvaldo Soto Sanchez. And looks like Fondy wants to burn its final timeout of the half. 8 seconds to play here. Fun first half. Some good action between these two teams. Ricardo's going to keep scouring Twitter for some scores.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some freedom. Luxembourg Castro.
Surprised nobody's been tweeting that one out. Stick with us at halftime. A lot to get to. Boy, we're busy now at the Post Crescent and USA Today Network Wisconsin on a very busy weeks now. From now, well, through basically Thanksgiving for the most part. We always call it the Monday, Wednesday, Friday night grind going. Fun grind, though. Now they're going to move it up, Ricardo. It's going to be officially a 39-yard attempt for Soto Sanchez.
Okay. Oh, it's in.
And
it
got
is.
it from 39 yards out. Sneaks it over that crossbar.
Counts in the box score just the same. Doesn't matter what it looks like, Brett. That was a knuckleball right through the wickets, baby.
So number 39 matching his uniform number with a 39-yard field goal. And with 5 seconds to go, those 3 extra points give the Ghosts a 17-7 lead over Fond du Lac as we look again at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Wow, it's a heck of a kick for a high school kid. You know, if I tried that, Ricardo, I'd be lucky to get 15 yards out of my leg.
I agree.
I'm
about the same way.
I would pop a hamstring, maybe my Achilles, and worst of all, my ego would suffer a beating too. Now Rosie here, he looks like
You got a strong leg, don't you, Rosie?
What was that, Dempsey for the Saints that had kind of that club foot? Now, I'm not saying Rosie has a club foot, but I'm just saying Rosie looks like he's got a powerful leg. Could bang it through from 40 yards out. Right down the middle. And at the 16-yard line is Bradner, and that's how the half comes to a close. The Ghost fans in front of us with a cheer of approval as we hit halftime here at Bank of Kaukauna Stadium, Kaukauna High School. Ricardo, you got any? You're just going to keep looking for scores here?
Yeah, I mean, at the half, some of these scores we kind of know already. Halftime is Little Chute 19, FBL 0. Halftime, Appleton North leads 10-0 over Appleton East. Caden Pop,
yep,
with a field goal. 40-0, Menasha over Shawano, it looks like.
Oh boy. Well, I tell you what, you keep scouring social media and Twitter. Meanwhile, it's halftime here at Bank of Kaukauna Stadium. And a quick look again at our Cellcom and Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard shows the Ghosts leading the Cardinals in this Week 6 matchup. We'll talk more about tonight's game and what we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live. We'll look back on how the Packers fared, we'll talk football, we'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to Clubhouse Live!
From the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live. We'll look back on how the Packers fared, we'll talk football, We'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to
Welcome back to Bank of Kaukauna Stadium. We're at Kaukauna High School. And again, as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, the Ghosts leading the Cardinals 17-7 here at halftime. Whole bunch of festivities, it looks like. Always a good atmosphere on these Friday night football nights and games. Always love Ricardo checking out the different communities and stadiums and all that good stuff, and really looking forward to seeing where the playoff road takes us as well. I want to thank our sponsors once again. Cellcom first, save $1,000 on the entire iPhone 14 family with a new line, or save $650 when you upgrade. Visit Cellcom.com to get yours today. Offers require a trade-in. Restrictions do apply. Details at Cellcom.com/save. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email, Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. And Ricardo, I do want to give a plug to our new sports app. That's USA Today Sports Plus. That puts the fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings, and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus, fan harder. Got some scores?
Well, I have one more score, I guess, to add. 34-0, Kimberly leads Oshkosh West.
That game's pretty much a done deal then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big one in a few weeks, Brett.
Well, we're going to be there. And I'll start off by saying what our upcoming schedule is. Next week, we're going to be just down. Actually, the next 2 weeks, we're kind of be in this little pocket of communities, right?
Okay.
Kaukauna tonight. We're going to be at Little Chute next week for Week 7. The Mustangs taking on their arch rival, the Freedom Irish. Both teams right now could be 6-0 going into that one. That could have Northeastern Conference Championship implications, not to mention the county ensign. Not to mention homecoming night, so that's a big game in Week 7 for us. And then Week 8, we're going to be at Kimberly then, and the Rockets coming into Papermaker Stadium. Those teams could be 7-0. That could decide the Fox Valley Association Championship.
I love it, Brad. I love it.
So we've got a nice slate of games as we've had all season long, and this is a good one here tonight in Week 6, 17-7. Kaukauna with the lead over Fond du Lac, but I know you kind of did an article earlier this week just looking at where things stand in some of the conferences.
And some top players maybe that have caught our eye. You know, there was a lot of common names there, Brett, but there's some other kids that, kind of surprised a little bit. I think the one that shocks me the most is this Cade Rosenau from Clintonville. Last week he had 7 touchdown passes, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, from Clintonville, Brett. And they've been kind of a surprise team. You know who else has been a surprise team is Wyawega Fremont.
Yeah.
We're near the halftime there in their game against Amherst, 27-20. Wyawega Fremont leading the Falcons. Brett, it seems like every year, or the past 7 or 8 years, that has been a blowout for Amherst anytime they play Wyawega Fremont. I think the Warhawks have really done a good job of getting things going in the right direction from a program standpoint.
What's your take, I guess, on the FVA? Kimberly, as you mentioned, under Chad Michaelwitz.
To me, there's a clear dividing line between it's Kimberly. I have Neenah just a shade under them, and then every other team under Neenah, in my opinion. So I think you and I have both seen enough games where we feel pretty good about that assessment. Now, does that mean that matchup between Kimberly and Neenah, could be won by Neenah? Of course, there's a chance Neenah could do it. I like what the Rockets have on both sides of the ball. But right now, no team has played as consistently dominating, other than perhaps Freedom, as Kimberly.
That'll be interesting. Well, we might have to talk about that on the R&B show at some point.
Yeah, next week.
I look at that Kimberly-Neenah matchup. I think that is going to be a close game, and I think that's going to be a coin flip type game. I think both teams remind me very much of each other. Both can really grind it on the ground. Now, of course, Seth Myron in that passing game that the Kimberly Papermakers have, I would say a little bit more imposing than.
Well, Van Evenhoven has been playing well.
He has been playing well, but he's really showcased the fact that he's got great speed and adds a dimension in the running game.
I think Van Evenhoven is just maybe a shade under Myron in terms of passing the ball. At this point, that doesn't mean he can't catch up or surpass him. I will say that both teams have outstanding receiving talent. I see Grant Dean, that's fantastic sophomore for Neenah, scored a couple of long touchdowns for the Rockets. One was on one of those kind of jet sweeps, Brett. So both teams really locked in when it comes to weapons and things of that nature. I can't wait for it, and I know I'm jumping ahead, and we can't really do that, but it's fun to think about. And then we look at the Northeastern Conference.
Yeah, boy, what a season they've had.
Well, we have two unbeatens battling each other right now, with FBL really getting whipped right now by Little Chute at the half. I think it's 19-0. We don't know the score of Freedom and Luxembourg Casco. That has been a competitive game in the past. Luxembourg Casco defending NEC champ, and they beat Freedom last year. So I will say that Freedom, though, when you look at what they've done, they have a great passing offense. They have Carter Krewalt, a fantastic two-way player. We had them on the round table, Brett, this past Wednesday. And, he's getting looked at in terms of collegiately playing the safety position. So he can do it running the ball. He can do it stopping the ball. And but then who else am I missing? Well, Fox Valley Lutheran, they have an injury at quarterback right now.
Wrightstown has been up there.
Wrightstown has been up there. They took it on the chin, though, from Freedom.
Yeah, that was an eye-opener. Of course, Wrightstown traditionally very strong.
Right. What about Little Chute, though? Let's talk about Little Chute for a little bit. And, Drew Jolton has been the main ball carrier, but that's a team with Hunter Thiel. I love that kid. I think he's a big target. He has a touchdown today.
And a nice-looking quarterback right now.
Yeah, I know. And I'm butchering his name. But he's really come across nicely. But I think they also have a lot of players that go two ways. And I think that's a tribute to the stamina that Coach Evers has put on that team in terms of getting them prepared to have those, to finish strong, I guess is what I'm saying.
Working hard in the weight room. And a mainstay forever, it seems like, with that Little Chute program is defense. And they've got a kind of an airtight defense going on right now, paving the way as this offense has really started to begin to assert itself and establish itself with those players that you mentioned.
And, Brett, how can you forget? How much of the turf field played a factor in this?
The new turf.
Not that Fitzpatrick Field was sloppy or anything before. It wasn't. But, you always look a little quicker on that turf.
Looking forward to checking it out next week. Unison Credit Union Stadium at Fitzpatrick Field, and checking out the new turf over there. And it's always a nice setup in the neighborhood back there. You see the houses, and colors are starting to turn on the leaves here a little bit. And makes it easy for us. We're just at Kaukauna, Little Chute, and then Kimberly, all in this little neck of the woods. So as far as travel time, not too long for us to go.
Oh, they're doing a little. Is this Pirates of the Caribbean, Rosie? I see the Skull and Bones.
But I don't think I'm overstating it, Ricardo. If it is Little Chute and Freedom undefeated next week, I think that's one of the top games of the night in the state.
Oh, no, I agree with you
and
on
then
that.
the week after that, Kimberly-Neenah, if they're both 7-0, that might be the top game of the night in the state of Wisconsin. So we got some monster games potentially coming up, and looking forward to that. And then you look at maybe the FRCC North that has really become now a two-team race. Bayport and West De Pere, they play in Week 9. Presumably both teams will be 8-0 going into that one. Bayport ranked very high in Division 1. I know they think that they've got a team that can make the march to Madison. Wouldn't be surprised as once playoffs come in the Division 1 level, we're going to see some sort of a combination between Bayport, Neenah, depending on where they place Neenah, Kimberly, and then don't forget about Appleton North. That is a dangerous team to take on in the playoffs, because their defense is one of the best units in the state.
Again, their only two losses have come against teams that are combined 10-0.
Yeah.
One other conference I kind of wanted to talk about, Brett, was The FRCC South. Now look, I put in my column. Let's not sugarcoat it. That's a terrible conference right now in terms of
It's a 2-team race there,
it's
too.
It's a 2-team race, and it's a haves and have-nots, and it's clear Notre Dame and Menasha are the haves, and everybody else is a have-nots. That game's coming up. Is it next week? Okay. And Menasha is a team, again, and I talked to Coach Jeremy Korth about this. You kind of scratch your head a little bit. You know, what do we know about you? Or is it one of those? He goes, listen, I understand our conference doesn't give us the week in, week out. He goes, that's where playing each other, playing within the team aspect practice is so important, Brett, where they have their ones on offense going against their ones on defense all the time. Kind of like that iron sharpens iron, because that's really what he has to do, because a lot of these games are just blowouts. I think it was 73-0 against one of the Green Bay teams, East or one of the teams. That's not helping you, Brett. Really, it's not. So,
We've long thought that Menasha would do just fine in the FBA.
It would. It would do just fine. You know where it would do just fine, in my opinion, even if it's not in the FBA, the VFA.
Yeah.
I think if you go up to the Central, I think they'd compete. I think they'd be right there with Marshfield, right, in terms of a conference championship. Marshfield, by the way, they're playing Appleton West, Rosie, I think, tonight. So
it's just some odd conference configurations, because then I think about Xavier. You want to move to the Bay Conference. They don't belong in the Bay Conference. They should be really in the Northeastern Conference, I think. They should be with Freedom, Little Chute, Wrightstown.
Well, you take them away from the Bay.
FBL.
That really is a struggling conference.
I think the Hawks are going to win that league. Now, they got off to a very slow start. They're lucky they didn't start the season 0-4. They squeaked out a win over Denmark, I want to say, but they've had some close losses along the way. But they started out in that non-conference slate going against some of those NEC schools 1-3. But I think they can run the table in the Bay and end up being a 6-3 team going into the playoffs. But it's not a right fit for me, at least Xavier being in the Bay. I think they should be around here.
It hurts them being in the Bay. You're going to look, if you're the computer, you know, they put everything in the computer. I know they're going to be conference champs, but you got to look at the rest of the way that strength of schedule has been. With the rest of those teams are terrible in the Bay. They just are, you know, and it's going to be tough to get any kind of high seeding or respectable seeding in the playoffs when you play in a conference that's really struggling.
Well, and they might end up matching up against an NEC heavyweight early in the playoffs as
They're
well.
all heavyweights in the NEC.
Yeah. One quick note about Xavier, actually, as I'm thinking about it, Rocky Blyer's in town tonight. The legendary Rocky Blyer, star in the 1960s for Xavier, ended up going to Notre Dame and then winning 4 Super Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 70s.
Back to Appleton.
You know, a decorated war hero, had that injury in Vietnam and didn't look like he would ever be able to play again, fought back and fight. In fact, his book is called Fighting Back. They had the inaugural Rocky Blyer golf outing yesterday. I think it benefits like Wisconsin veterans, and just really great to see Rocky come home. Of course, Xavier plays at Rocky Blyer Field. That's going to be a turf field at someday down the road, probably sooner than later.
Has to be.
And anytime I go on my bike rides through the city of Appleton, I'm in the old industrial flats. There's Rocky Blyer Run right by Jones Park. So he doesn't get back to Appleton all that much, but when he does, it's a big deal. He's, I think, the greatest athlete that has ever come out of the city of Appleton.
Brett, could they have put that in a better place, Rocky Blyer Run?
I was funny you bring that up, because it was just the other day I took a bike ride there, and I went actually down the street, and it kind of ends like at Jones Park, and I'm thinking, why did they put this somewhere else? Why didn't they put this by Xavier High School?
Exactly. Yep.
Maybe turn Prospect Avenue into Rocky Blyer Run through there. I think that could have been something the city of Appleton could have and maybe should have done. But regardless, hey, you and I will never get a road named after us, but that's a pretty big deal for him. And it's just neat when a guy like of that stature comes back to town. And I've talked to him 2 or 3 different occasions, gracious as can be, a legendary figure
I don't
in
know,
the
Brett.
city.
Arguello Avenue sounds pretty good.
It does sound Arguello Boulevard. I don't think Christopherson would fit on a road sign.
Christopherson Court.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. You got to enter, and then you got to get the heck out of there pretty fast.
Rosandick Road.
Something about Lombardi Avenue has a tone to it, right? So, but good stuff. We'll see how this all plays out. Again, final 3 weeks coming up, and that's again when I start to feel like, all right, now we know who's who, we know what's what, we know how these conference races are shaping out, and then you start to kind of get that little playoff bug, right? That itch. And really just a few weeks away, we'll all be kind of staying up, checking the brackets out and how that's all going to play out. And as I told Rosie, then I start looking into my crystal ball and seeing which games we can stream. Feeling pretty confident we're going to end up at Titan Stadium again for a state semifinal between somebody. And hopefully it's not freezing cold with snow and gale force winds coming out of the east to make us popsicles in the booth. Yeah, let's hope it's like tonight, nice mild fall.
Well, my best on that, Brett, because I will be in sunny Las Vegas.
That's right. I keep forgetting you're not going to be around.
Just that week, yes. I mean, I might not. It'll probably go. I'll be gone from like Wednesday to Wednesday.
But you'll be watching the stream.
I will be, actually. I'll try my best because that's obviously one of our teams is going to reach the state final, in my opinion, one of our area teams. So
back-to-back no varsity roundtables. So that one of those weeks is going into Thanksgiving anyway.
Yeah, we wouldn't have one anyway.
No, that's where we catch a little breather, and
we can have the varsity roundtable and we do it on Tuesday.
We could, yeah, maybe we do.
There's no reason we can't move it a day ahead. That's where things slow down anyway.
Yeah, and then maybe have the week that next week off because it's Thanksgiving, and then catch a little breather, and we go right back into hoops, Rosie. So speaking of roundtable, we've got 2 shows under our belt, right? We had
a lot of fun.
Freedom football and girls volleyball on this past Wednesday.
Exactly. Thank you to all of them for coming on the big show. It went well. I think everyone had a lot of fun, and I think everyone enjoys the new kind of setup. Rosie, both you and Rosie did a great job of
Rosie set it all up,
reconfiguring it a little bit. Rosie, it threw me off a little bit as I kept looking to the other camera during the first part of the show, so I have to get used to that a little bit. But yeah, this week, Brett, by the way, Appleton North girls volleyball is going to be on the big show. They're all pumped. They're all excited about that. And then the week after that, or maybe 2 weeks, we want to have some football players in there. And then I do know I talked to, I did a feature on Xavier girls volleyball, the top-ranked Division II team. And we're going to have them on also in the coming weeks.
So good stuff. We had a really good conversation with the football and volleyball teams.
And Brett, we have the podcast coming up this week.
We're doing that. What day is that? Wednesday as well.
Yes, whenever we can get time to do that'll be done. And
that's the R&B show. Where can folks find that?
They can find that on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Please become a subscriber. It's so much easier. It goes right to your inbox or whatever, wherever you listen to your podcast. So easy.
How are the downloads this past? Yeah,
good. It's at or above what we usually have. So I'm really happy with the way that's been going.
Rosie and I have a good topic that we want to add to the next R&B show. It is pregame music at these football stadiums. We even had a Kaukauna fan asking us if we were in charge of the music, and if so, change it. So we need to talk about that and maybe get our take on what maybe some schools could do a little bit better.
Hey, don't you be suggesting Bruce Springsteen unless it's Glory Days.
Listen, I'm not going to suggest that, but I do have an idea or two, and I think Rosie might as well. So I'm just saying. Okay, just saying.
I'll tell you what, change things up a little. Play a little Santana.
Well, we'll talk about that, but put it on your sheet because I think athletic directors would be wise to take our suggestions. It would enhance the overall game experience. And what's all this smoke in front of us going on here?
It's baby powder.
Is that what that smells?
It's because it's white out, I think, for the
I can smell it. It does smell like baby powder.
Smells like I have my son in diapers again.
Yeah, right? I thought something was going on here. We had to bail out of this complex, but no, all is good. Yeah, so again, and then I forgot to mention Clubhouse Live Monday night. That's our live weekly Green Bay Packers show. You can catch it live at the Clubhouse Kitchen and Bar, which is inside the Hilton Appleton Paper Valley Hotel, downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. We have dual Packers co-hosts this year, Amari Rogers and Devondre Campbell. Devondre will be our co-host the next 2 Mondays. Amari was our co-host this past Monday, and his guest was...
Is there a reason why that was the next 2?
I think it was just a scheduling
I was just
deal that it worked that way. But, yeah, Amari Rogers was on, and he had Eric Stokes as a special guest. They're coming off the big victory over your Bears. And, again, admission is free. Doors open at 4 o'clock, so we'd love to see some new faces to go along with our fantastic regulars. We love those folks. Mean Gene, of course, the dancing machine, our unofficial mascot. But it's a great way to spend a Monday night. Get to see these Packers players up close. Chance to win some great prizes, including signed photos. And again, 6:30 Monday night, Clubhouse Kitchen and Bar. That's inside the Appleton or the Hilton Appleton Paper Valley Hotel. I'm a co-host, so is Ricardo. Rosie's part of the production crew. If you can't watch it, though, we do stream it live, and you can find it on any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites, all of our Facebook pages. That includes Packers News Facebook page. And give us a like, Clubhouse Live, or Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. That's where you get all of the guest information.
Well, we have an upset alert going on, Brett, right now. In the third quarter, Arrowhead leads Mukwonago, number 1 ranked. Mukwonago 17-10, Brett.
No, let me ask you this. You're an AP voter. If Mukwonago goes down,
I already have Kimberly
does
number 1.
Kimberly go number 1?
Well, I have them. I'm the only one who voted for them number 1. It's not a disrespect to Mukwonago. Mukwonago hasn't done anything yet. That's why I'm not going to give them a first place vote just because people like to hype them up. They've done nothing. I know Ganevok, right? Ganevok's down at Mukwonago.
Yeah, former Fond du Lac
They haven't
coach.
won anything. And I'm not about to give them a first place vote. I give it to the anchor Blue Bloods, right? Kimberly qualifies as that. Now, if they lose to Arrowhead, don't get me wrong, Arrowhead's a nice team, and they're kind of reclaiming their past glory. You know, a lot of folks are going to be, don't be surprised Kimberly's then number 1.
Will the rest of the voters vote the Papermakers number 1?
And then I would
have
think
to,
they would.
Have to, right?
Not only that, you'll see Nina move up as well.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. We'll keep an eye on that one. First quarter scoring, Noah Hoffman with a pair of touchdown runs, 36 and 20 yards for the Ghosts. Also the 39-yard field goal by Osvaldo Soto Sanchez. Fond du Lac's only score, 6-yard pass from Schreider to Wagner Lane. That came early in the second quarter. And now the Cardinals
fumble
opening
the ball.
The second half. So the ball is loose.
I think Fondy got? How
wow.
did Fondy get
I
that?
thought, yeah, you can see the Ghosts. They knew they had an opportunity to scoop it up. Ricardo, the ball was laying on the turf. We could see it all the way on the far side of the field. Fond du Lac dodges a big bullet there.
Yeah, Bradner with the fumble, and the ball, it's a funny shaped object, Brad. It's gonna bounce a little goofy. It's hard to pick up. All those bodies around there, Brad, and Fond du Lac able to keep possession.
How did they come up with the shape of the football anyway? What's the history of that?
That's a good question. I don't know if I've ever been told how.
I'm not sure I've ever seen anything on that either. If anybody knows, send us a tweet at PCBretzi, at PCRicardo. Give us a follow as well. Schreider going downfield. He's got him. Wow, what a throw to, that's number 15 for
Mullins.
The Cardinals, yeah, Calvin Mullins, Ricardo, a 5'11", 155-pound junior wide receiver. And they said, enough of this running attack, we're going to throw it. And what a ball by Schreider.
52-yard bomb, Brett.
They're going to set it up at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal, just like that. There's Eigenbrot looking for some space. He's inside the 5. Some fireworks here.
Brett, well, you saw the gun on Schreider.
Ooh.
That was a laser beam right to Mullins.
Curious.
And you saw that right away. Mullins had beaten, the secondary on that one by a good margin. Then it was up to Schreider just to hit him on target.
Wow. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch, and ball at the 5, so 2nd and goal. Is Schreider going to play at the next level?
Boy, he has the build for it and the gun for sure.
A little
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, that's Eigenbrot. What are we going to call that,
That's
though?
a pass,
Is
right?
that a little pass, a little flip pass in front of him? And that's a 5-yard score just like that by the Cardinals. They came out, Ricardo, and just basically dictated everything on that drive, including that opening pass.
Can't ask for a better start to this half for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Brett, by the way, I have some baby powder on my phone.
So we're going to say a touchdown pass.
Certainly qualifies.
Eigenbrot is good, and Cardinals wasted no time. We're 1 minute and 2 seconds into the third quarter. Look at this, a quick touchdown by the Cardinals. This game's getting a lot closer. We're going to have a great second half. 17-14 Ghosts with the lead as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
Brett, that only took a minute and 2 off the clock.
Minute and 2, yeah. What was that pass from Schreider to Mullins? That was
52 yards.
52-yard pass.
Remember how it started, Brett? A very fortuitous fumble that Fond du Lac recovered.
Right. You never know, Ricardo, that those plays or inability to capitalize on an opportunity could change the tide of this game. We'll see. A long way to go, and setting up for a heck of a second half here is the Cardinals now kicking it off. There is Hoffman from, we'll call it the 8-yard line, and he's off and running a seam. And a good return near the 40-yard line for Hoffman, who's had a huge first half, 2 touchdowns, over 150 yards rushing in the first half. They'll spot it at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. So if you're the Cardinals defense now, you gotta shut him down, right? You gotta shut down that run.
They haven't, though, and that's the big challenge for the Cardinals is can they somehow fight back against this Kaukauna offensive line that's really controlled the line of scrimmage.
And there's Hoffman,
Look at
again
that.
veering right, big lane, and finally stood up by number 34. That was Rhett Plevaka, the defensive back, but not before. A big gain again by Noah Hoffman, ball at the 45 of Fond du Lac.
That hole was gigantic, Brett.
To get some numbers of those big boys up front because they're doing some work for the Ghosts. There's a little play fake and just dropped by Hall. I think he took his eyes off it.
Brett, 15 carries, 190 yards for Noah Hoffman.
Yeah, Ricardo, I got to 77, 69, 75.
Okay.
Looks like 60. Well, what do we got here? 65 is out there. And Dorio swings it over to number 85 for the Ghost. That's Quinn
fought his
Bookinger.
way to that first down.
Yeah, near the sticks. 69, 66, 65, 77, and 75.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll
give those guys a little shout out here on our stream. Yeah, we got some baby powder, Rosie, on our live stream machine. I don't think that'll hurt anything. 3rd down and 1 for Kaukauna here at the 35-yard line. Handoff. There's Hoffman looking to get the first down. He does by a couple yards, so fresh set of downs coming for the Ghosts, who are on the move again.
Well, Brett, you mentioned those offensive line. Matthew Schoenmakers. That's number 75, number 69, Kason Ernst. Number 75, Jacob Corbeil. Number 65, Mitch Verstegen. And number 66, Sam Glendenning. Yeah, he's a sophomore, this Glendenning, too.
Yeah. 3 receivers near side. Little pump fake by Dorio. Now he's going to have to bail on the play. He's trying to direct traffic. He's got some space.
Good job, though. See, now there he did a great job. And a lot of quarterbacks would like to hang on to that ball and try to make something happen, throw it downfield, Brett. Dorio did the right thing. He tried directing, tried to get his guy open. When it didn't happen, throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just live for the next play.
Absolutely, don't force it. Hank DeWild tweeting, he said the football originally used an inflated pig bladder.
Oh, good.
And that was kind of the shape. More sanitary balls, obviously, mimicked kind of that shape. Interesting. A pig bladder. Huh.
Second down and 10 from the 30. Thank you for that information.
Yeah, thanks, Hank. I did not know that. I'm going to look that up when I get home and read a little bit more about the shape of a football.
Guess, well, that makes sense. They call it the old pigskin, right?
Right. Hoffman to the 29-yard line. 3rd down coming up. Nope, we have a Cardinals player injured. That's right. Trying to get a number on that. Can't tell. Looks like number, yeah. Is it 22 or 32? There is not a 32 on the roster. Must be 22. Rory Schmidt, a senior linebacker who's down. Hey, Ricardo, as they work on Rory, and hopefully he's all right, I just wanted to mention that Fond du Lac High School will be getting a new football stadium and turf field.
And that has been a long time coming. They've been trying to get that for the longest time, Brett. I know it was there were some school board issues where some of the school board a few years back, voted it down, and finally they did the right thing, and the voters there voted out those folks who were against it, or maybe they just didn't run again. But good to see, Brett. Finally, Fond du Lac, they've been needing that for a while. We all know what happens every year. Seems like it's underwater at some time.
At Fruth, yeah. Well, that new complex, again, with a turf field, expected to be ready by next August. As you mentioned, Ricardo, the Board of Education has committed up to $5.3 million from the district's fund balance for the project. So looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. And hopefully Rory Schmidt, the senior linebacker, is okay as he heads off the field. Third down coming up for the Ghosts. And Hoffman looking for some space. Wow, look at how quickly he is around that right side. Great block downfield. He's in.
Nope, they're saying he's
out of bounds. Just stepped out in front of the goal line.
What an athletic play to go for the touchdown, though, Brett.
Ricardo, I didn't see who had the block for him along that sideline, but great blocking downfield for Hoffman. First and goal at the 1. So quick around that edge. And you got to love it if you're the coaching staff, right? Regardless of what team, if you're coaching, you see those guys blocking, not giving up on the play, and allowing Hoffman to almost score on that run.
Brett Littleshoe's now up 25-0.
Looking good for the Mustangs,
yeah,
isn't it?
Hunter Thiel with another touchdown catch.
As Hoffman now, and he's in. That's a 1-yard touchdown score for Hoffman, his third rushing touchdown of the night. And a good answer by Kaukauna. Both teams have opened the second half with touchdowns on their first offensive possessions. Well, we kind of said it after Fond du Lac scored, right? The Cardinals, they have to figure out a way to stymie this Ghost rushing attack, as Soto Sanchez is good, but couldn't do it on that drive. And with that PAT, Kaukauna now back up by 10, 24-14 as we look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
Eight-play drive, Brett, and it went, 61 yards? And, some real big chunk runs from Noah Hoffman.
He's got to be closing in on
he has
200 yards,
Yeah,
right?
he has 19 carries for 225. Again, those are
he's
unofficial.
over 200.
Yes. So
with 3 touchdowns.
He has had a spectacular night. Again, you had him second in the FA in rushing. I can't remember what you had him for, but I think Jenkins from Nina leads with 800-something yards, so he must be right behind. Well, not right behind, but he's in second place.
Yeah, he came in tonight, Ricardo, 551 yards. That was second in the conference. I think Blake Berry is third.
Yes.
Watch out. Wow, big stick there by number 42, Tyler Jazeski on Tyler Bradner. Bradner having a little trouble scooping up that ball, finally does.
Well, I forgot to tell, I can say it now because they would know over at Kimberly right now, but Blake Berry was injured. He didn't play last week.
Okay.
And he had, a little bit of an ankle tweak, and his coach just held him out. Gavin Tyson, I believe, is their backup.
Yeah,
had a big game.
It's a good one, too.
They're deep at running back, Brett, and I thank you again to, Coach Michael Witz for letting me know.
Well, let's see how the Cardinals answer. 1st and 10 for Steven Schreider, and handoff to Braden Eigenbrot, and just not a whole lot of running room there. Maybe a yard. By the way, I see our photojournalist there. Bill Glasheen is here tonight. He's over there near the 20-yard line, south side of the field. Check out his photo gallery. He looks winded. Look at him. Check out his photo gallery. He's going back and forth. That's a lot of gear to be taking. We're sitting here in these luxurious leather chairs. But check out his photo gallery tonight later at postgresson.com and fdlreporter.com. One of the best in the biz, Bill Glasheen. Schreider waiting for that second down snap. Play fake. Going downfield, and not much there. intended receiver number 44, Max Mengel, the junior fullback. Big third down here now for the Cardinals offensively.
Yeah, and when Schreider goes back, you just always got to hold your breath that he's looking to uncork another long pass. But it is 3rd and long, so Fond du Lac, last thing you want to do is give it right back to a very hot Kaukauna offense, Brett.
Go 3 and out, right? Yeah, you want to certainly to answer Kaukauna's touchdown drive with a nice march of your own. They got the quarterback to do it here. Big arm. Let's see what Schreider does on 3rd down. He's got some time. He's going to step up.
Oh,
tough
hit.
throw. I think maybe getting hit kind of.
He got hit right as he threw it.
Yep. And 3 and out coming. Good job by that. And a very hot offense, particularly Noah Hoffman in that running game.
Appleton North leading 13-0 now over Appleton East.
Kind of a lower score than maybe I was expecting.
East is good, though. East has played competitively, at least through the first halves of their games.
Jeez, that was...
I think it was blocked. Oh, boy, takes a Kaukauna bounce.
I guess, down at the 31-yard line. It seems like it takes a little long, right, for that punt to go off. It's kind of like a rugby-style-ish type punt. He's kind of running.
And it was tough for Jeremiah McGee. He had someone staring right down at him. I think it got clipped a little bit. But the ball's going to be placed at the 32, Brett.
Yeah, he's kind of running and sees a ghost barreling towards him.
Brett, that goes down as a 9-yard punt.
Oof. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line as the official makes sure the ball is good to go. Boy, a chance for the Ghost now to really take command of this one. And guess who? There's Hoffman again. Wow.
He has
just
such
bowled
power.
over.
Look at him,
He's
still
still
going.
on his feet. This is a very impressive performance by Noah Hoffman tonight. I mean, you can't say it any more than that, right? He's going to end up with 300 yards before this is all said and done.
Well, I tell you what, he's at 20 carries and 237 yards right now, my friend. This is I'm running out of adjectives for him because he's not doing it really with the long runs. He had one long run. He's doing it with power and speed and vision, patience. It's a complete back, Brett, but we knew that going in.
Yeah, 1st and 10 now, and Hoffman's going to get it again. Boy, big hole. Look at him looking for his 4th touchdown. He's inside the 5.
Brett, he accelerated. Once he hit past the line of scrimmage, you saw that gear shift.
Boy, those holes are big, though. I mean, he's got some room to run, and he just does it himself. And what's scary about him is, like you said, he can just turn on a dime, and you can't really set because you don't know. He can just shake you a little bit, like juke you, and leave you in the dust.
252 yards on 21 carries, BC.
Hoffman again looking for trying to spin around, and somebody's got him.
Yeah, that's number 99, Brett. Jayton Beauchamp got him by not the collar, but he got him by the back of the jersey. Able to wrangle him a little bit.
No gain on that one. Hoffman already with 3 touchdown runs. He's at 36-yard score, a 20-yard score, and we saw the last drive, a 1-yard touchdown. You know he wants number 4, doesn't he?
This would also be a good drive where maybe Jorio could find something in the passing game, too.
There he goes, and they had something there, just a little off. That was
4th down now.
Max Krieger. Nope, 3rd down, third and
it is
goal.
3rd down, that's right.
Hank DeWild asking, how do we feel about Kaukauna as a D2 playoff team?
I like him a lot. They're the other top D2 team. What is West De Pere?
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Who else would be for them? I'm trying to think offhand.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see who's up there.
They can compete with these D2 teams around here.
Yeah, I think very dangerous.
They lost in overtime to West De Pere earlier in the year.
43-42 is Dorio looking and can't get it to go. So what do you do? Bring out the field goal unit?
I think you got to bring out the field goal unit. That would be I'm a little conservative when it comes to this, Brett, because you're already up 2 scores. That would make it a 3-score game.
DeWild, Hank.
2-score game, I'm sorry.
Hank says he thinks they could make a deep run. They are quite young also and should be a force next year as well, and there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, you lose Hoffman, though. But Dorio would come back. Some of these receivers,
I think some of these
linemen
too. And
yep.
Looks like a 22-yard. Must be a chip shot after Soto Sanchez nailed one from 39 yards out, right? Yeah, it makes that look easy. 22 yards for Soto Sanchez. Add 3 more to the scoreboard for the Ghosts as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Kaukauna now up 27-14 over Fond du Lac.
Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN. Don't forget about Rosie at Metal Rosie and Brett at PC Brettsy.
Ricardo, though, still just a 2-score game. Fond du Lac's got the offense. He could put a couple touchdowns on the board pretty fast and take the lead. So we'll see how this all shakes out. How about Little Chute now up 33-0. 5 touchdown passes for Charlie Vandenberg.
Ooh, we were talking about FDL being the passing offense, but I tell you, Little Chute, they're right there as a surprise team of the year so far.
I think you got to put them in the top 10 in the Associated Press poll, do you not? I mean, in the medium division.
I'm going to give them a vote now.
I mean, Ricardo, they're going back-to-back weeks, beating Luxembourg Casco and FVL, both undefeated teams. That's number 12, Connor Klapperick on the return for Fond du Lac. I don't know how you couldn't. That is an impressive victory. Assuming the Mustangs hold on, I would imagine they will. Nothing yet on that Freedom Luxembourg Casco game. If anybody knows what's going on with that one, that's another big NEC game. Send us a tweet at PC Brettsy, at PC Ricardo. Give us a follow, please. Don't just tweet us. And we might follow back. Ricardo's not much of a follower back, but I will.
Oh, I will. If it's an athlete or an interested football enthusiast, I will definitely follow back.
Ball at the 32-yard line, 2nd and 7. Appreciate everybody checking us out tonight.
But if it's someone who's just a troll or something, or
that's it.
Then no way. Oh, and there's movement, and that's going to be a false start, Brett. Bring up a 2nd and 11 from the 27 then for Fondy.
Hey, we would be remiss, in not mentioning a couple of former Fond du Lac standouts, right? How about Braylon Allen and Kyle Waljasper? Braylon Allen so far, 332 yards and 5 touchdowns in 3 games this season at Wisconsin. He's averaging 110.7 yards per game. Big game coming up tomorrow night. Here's some razzle-dazzle maybe. No, look at this. There's Dalski with the near first down run. Tripped up finally. Big game for the Badgers tomorrow night. They're in the Horseshoe. They're going to take on Ohio State. And then you got former Cardinal standout Kyle Waljasper. He's got some numbers in the stat book so far this year. 148 yards rushing and a TD on 21 carries at Minnesota Duluth. So Braylon and Kyle, if you're watching tonight, good luck to you guys. 3rd down for your Cardinals here. Ball at the 37-yard line. As Eigenbrot, he dives forward and he'll move the chains. Of course, football fans throughout the state, and we'll be the same, Ricardo. We're never going to forget their performances in that wild 71-47 victory over Kimberly in the finale of the 2021 alternate spring season, a game we live streamed. Waljasper, 306 yards and 5 touchdowns on just 15 carries at quarterback in that game. Allen, meanwhile, 278 yards and 4 TDs on just 12 attempts. Fond du Lac, 606 yards of rushing offense that night against the Papermakers. Maybe one of the most impressive, as Schreider incomplete to Mengel. That has to be up there as one of the greatest performances by 2 players in a single game we've ever seen. Certainly it is for me.
It was spectacular to watch, and it's unfortunate that the way that the spring season was set up, that there was no shot at a championship. But remember, I did that feature, that story on between them and Muskego with Hunter Wohler, who would win that mythical match.
No, Fond du Lac would have won that game. They would have won that game going away. Sorry. There's a pass to Dalski. third down coming up. Yeah, Allen that night, he averaged 23.2 yards per carry. Wall Jasper not far behind, 20.4 yards. Wall Jasper had scoring runs of 55, 54, 44, another 44-yarder, and then 50 yards. Allen's had touchdown runs of 66, 33, 47, and 48 yards. Combined, Kimberly and Fond du Lac that night, 1,328 yards of offense. Fondy, 689 yards. Kimberly had 639 yards. That was a spectacle at Pickett Field at Appleton East that night. Yeah,
Video game
there
numbers.
you go. Madden well, it wasn't the FVA that year, was it? What was it in the alternate spring?
Fox River
River Classic.
Special.
Fox River Valley Classic or something, yeah.
Once and never again conference.
So we have a penalty here. Going to push the Cardinals back to the 30-yard line. Again, folks, don't forget about our digital subscription. I'll talk about that here in a second. First,
second and 20.
Yeah, second and a long way to go for Schreider and the Cardinals. He's going to fake it. A little screen set up to Eigenbrot. He's got blockers, and Eigenbrot can run. Good play call, and that's what the Cardinals needed desperately to get out of that hole. You saw Schreider just kind of rainbowed it over that rush. Eigenbrot, he's tough to bring down, and a good blocking up front by the Cardinals. That's a huge play to keep this drive alive.
Brett, you got to hate it as a secondary member seeing all those big old linemen running right at you.
Ball at the 42-yard line and handoff to Eigenbrot.
Whoa.
And look at this run. That's a first down run, and a long way to go in this game. A touchdown by Fond du Lac would make it very interesting here late in the third quarter. We'll see what happens. We're gonna mark it at the 29-yard line, so first and 10 now for Fondy. And Eigenbrot has it once again, finally wrestled down. Yeah, again, unlimited digital access, folks. Any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites, $1 for the next 6 months. So that's going to take you not only through the duration of the high school football season, but all the way through the basketball and winter sports season as well. Go to postcrescent.com/subscribe, fdlreporter.com/subscribe. Schreider, play fake. And that's Wagner Lane, and finally
nice
tripped
tackle.
up. Yeah. Third down coming up. 4 down territory, I would think, Ricardo, for the Cardinals at this spot of the field. Ball at the 28. Or check that, no, ball at the 23. I'm sorry. Third and 3.5, let's say. Eigenbrot. And he gets through, and a first down run to about the 15-yard line. You look at Braden Eigenbrot, number 16, 5'10", 175 pounds. He's a strong runner.
Yeah, I have him for 66 yards on 16 carries. Again, those are unofficial stats. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Keep in mind, Neenah already with a victory tonight. Kimberly well on its way to another one. So both of those teams will remain undefeated in the FVA as... Well, look at this. He's in. That's Dalski from 15 yards out. Thought he was going to go down. He just stayed up, and he's in celebrating a touchdown.
Really did a good job of keeping us balanced, Brett, and waiting for that to really clear up. There's a little bit of a mess going on the right side of that run, waiting for its blocking to develop. And, again, Fond du Lac not going away. You knew they wouldn't.
Too much talent offensively as Eigenbrot getting ready for this PAT. But which of these two teams will just stay a game behind in the race for the FVA title? Eigenbrot kicks that one through. And with 1:51 to go in the third quarter, we've got a great one here in Week 6. Kaukauna up by 6, 27-21, as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard. A nice drive and a much-needed drive, really set up by that screenplay on 2nd and 20 to Eigenbrot.
Updating my Twitter quick.
Along with that digital deal, again, $1 for 6 months. Got to plug the fact we're going to be at Little Chute next Friday night for that big Northeastern Conference showdown between the Mustangs and their rival, the Freedom Irish. Possible 2 6-0 teams going at it in the battle for the county ensign. Also, a game with NEC championship implications, I think would be safe to say, assuming the Irish win tonight against Luxembourg Casco. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. You can access our Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the watch our Varsity Game of the Week prep live streams link. Kickoff, short kickoff, and it's going to skip out of bounds. They're trying to do what they did a little bit earlier, and maybe if it takes a fortuitous bounce, pounce on it and get your offense right back on the field.
Arrowhead Mukwonago all tied up at 24. 6 minutes left in the fourth. Got to give credit to Mukwonago. They've fallen behind in a few games and have battled back. Wausau West 20, Spash 10 at the end of 3.
Spash having a hard time, aren't they, this season? We saw the Panthers and Kimberly in week 1 at Gerke Field. Kimberly had no problem rolling to victory in that one. 1st and 10 for a Kaukauna offense now that just has not been stopped, particularly in that rushing game at the 35-yard line. Will this be the drive that the Cardinals can get off the field? There's Hoffman again. Good job by number 6, Jeremiah McGee, the junior linebacker, Ricardo. He wasn't going to move away from that edge. He was going to funnel Hoffman back inside and let his teammates come in and help him out. Just a 1-yard gain for Hoffman there. Here's a good look at McGee and the rest of his teammates. Big moment in this game here. Can the Cardinals get off the field, or will the Ghosts answer again? There's Hoffman looking to get around. There's a hole. He's wrestled down, but he's got the first down.
Hey, Halden Krieger did a good job by Fondy, Brett, to keep that one just a 9-yard gain. If he misses that tackle, I really think Hoffman scores a touchdown.
I think so, too. I think it's a good point, Ricardo. Ball at the 45-yard line. It looked like he was one tackle away from getting through and could be celebrating a score right now. Hoffman again.
Look at him breaking tackles.
Yeah, again, he's got the first down. That was a pretty good effort by Halden Krieger, number 9, the junior linebacker. He was there, but Hoffman just so shifty to get away from that diving attempt at the tackle. Are they going to say short by a nose, maybe? Oh, that that ball is near the yard line, but it is just a tad shy.
Brett, you talked about Hoffman maybe getting 300 yards. He's at 271 right now on 25 carries.
Second down and officially 1, but basically the nose of the football. A play fake and into the. That's okay. You can try that on second and very short. Quinn Buchinger, the intended receiver there. Ball a little short, a little low. Third down coming up for the Ghosts. Fun game tonight.
Absolutely. Good close game. Again, this is what we thought, though, coming in, Brad. Both these teams, similar level of talent. It's about execution when it gets to this point.
Feels like it's going to be a wild fourth quarter, doesn't it?
As long as it's not a long fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's Hoffman, an easy run for the first down and spun down to about the 30-yard line. Might be the way this third quarter comes to a close. Another first down run by Noah Hoffman, who is slowly but surely making his way towards that 300-yard mark rushing.
Having 26 carries, 285 BC.
That's exactly what the Ghosts are going to do. They're in no hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to let the clock run down here, and the third quarter is officially in the books. 27-21, the Ghosts with the lead over the Cardinals as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Should be a fun 12 minutes to go. And we'll see which team improves to 3-1 in FVA play, keeping pace with the 4-0 Rockets and soon to be 4-0 Papermakers if that game hasn't been decided already, or I should say official. Want to give a shout out to former Kaukauna inside linebacker Will Campbell. Mentioned him when we were here last time. Playing collegiately at Carroll University. He was the FVA's linebacker of the year last season, also its co-defensive player of the year. Campbell right now, Ricardo, 9 total tackles and a fumble recovery in 2 games played for the Pioneers.
Very, very talented linebacker.
Also want to mention the series. Fond du Lac leads the all-time series 13-8. Fond du Lac beat Kaukauna 38-14 last season. That was a Week 6 matchup at Fruth Field down in Fond du Lac. Connor Klapperick threw for 225 yards and a touchdown on 10 of 12 passing. Braden Eigenbrot, he had 67 yards rushing, 3 TDs. Josh Reitz, he added a 59-yard touchdown run. Finley Dorio, he threw for 118 yards on 10 of 17 passing. For the Ghosts, the score was to Carson Sipple. Hunter Natrop also ran for a touchdown in that game for Kaukauna.
3-yard gain for Hoffman.
Down to the 28. What's he at? We have that
27 or 27 carries, 288 yards, Brett.
12 to go. 12 to go for 300 yards on the ground tonight.
By the way, Little Shoot up 33-7 over FVL.
Looks like we have a false start. Going to back the Ghosts up 5 yards. Again, anybody have a Freedom Luxembourg Casco score that they can tweet our way? Please do so at PC Bretzi or at PC Ricardo. I'm surprised that game's not somewhere on Twitter.
It's at Luxembourg Casco, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, I would think somebody would be.
That's like being on the moon, Brett. I'm looking here. I can't find anything.
That's a nice town, actually. I like going to Luxembourg. They used to have a real cool old gymnasium where the stage was the sideline, and the student section would sit on the stage.
Oh, they read that screen pass, Brett.
Nowhere to
Look
go.
at all the time Dorio
Nowhere
has.
to go.
Good job. Again, Dorio,
Yep.
sometimes it's the passes that you don't make as.
Is that a flag? I think that's a flag. What are we going to get here?
Well, legal man downfield, it has to be, right? Because
must
you're
be.
running a screen.
Yeah, that's the call. Good eyes, Ricardo.
Hey, that's good awareness by the defensive linemen and linebackers of Fond du Lac, Brett. They were hurt on that play before, and they were able to snuff that one out.
Another question from Hank DeWild. Any insight on Fond du Lac's Rocky Duran? He's the junior defensive back. He was an honorable mention defensive back last year as a sophomore, but hasn't played since week 1. No, Hank, don't know anything about that. I don't know, Ricardo, if you've heard anything, but he is listed as one of the 3 team captains on this roster. Let's see if I can see if he's across the way.
Brett, I think they didn't take the penalty, so now it's 3rd and 12.
Interesting. Want to try to get off the field and see if they can bring down Hoffman. They finally do. Oh, I thought he was down, but he maybe got a yard or 2 more.
Oh, someone's hurt there for Kaukauna. It's number 44, Sawyer Steinecke.
Hank, I don't see a number 10 across the way. Doesn't mean he's not over there. I do not know what is going on with that. What I do know, though, is 4th and 6 coming up for Kaukauna.
It might be a little too far.
A little too far for Soto Sanchez. He has 2 field goals, 39 yards and 22 yards.
So I think this is the right call. It's too short for the punt. See if you can pick up a first down, 4th and 6.
Ricardo, nobody in the backfield as Hoffman goes in motion, and Dorio looking towards Hoffman. You know, he's going to throw, and overshot the receiver. That was Krieger, and Kaukauna, or Fondi, gets off the field.
I don't know if it was touched by the Fondi defenders, but they got their hands in the way. And I think that might have messed up the vision of Max Krieger, Brett.
Wondering if I thought maybe initially they were going to try to hit Hoffman, who was in motion. Hey, the Brewers win again.
Do you believe in miracles?
No. Somebody's got to lose in front of them, Ricardo. The Padres or the Phillies, and running out of games. 11 games to go, I believe. That actually, Rosie gives them 81 wins, though, so they cannot finish with a losing record. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. That's a tough run by Eigenbrot, and this is a big moment in this game. Clock running, under 10 minutes to go. Fond du Lac down by 6, a chance to perhaps take the lead. Ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line. It's tough to say Cardinals, Ricardo, when I know you're a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan.
I know, it kills you. 2nd and 6 at the 30, and
Dolsky's going to keep it.
oh boy, he has a rail.
Wow, I guess. Look at
Oh,
his
no,
speed.
but if you're- come
Look at
out.
his speed. Far sideline. He's not going to be caught. He's in for the score. 70 yards.
And that's how quickly it changes.
Wow.
Brett, I saw that rail open up for him. 70-yard touchdown. Dolsky with the good vision. Then you saw that extra gear. And I just saw Coach Binsfeld talk to Noah Hoffman, say, hey, we need you on this drive now.
Did they score too fast?
Good question.
You take the points, right, when you can get them, as
take 'em.
Eigenbrot now with a big PAT here to perhaps give Fondy, the lead. We'll see. And piece of cake. And just like that, a 70-yard scamper by Tanner Dolsky, his 2nd touchdown run of the game. He's got back-to-back scores, 15 yards and now 70 yards. Eigenbrot with the PAT, and Fondy, Ricardo, with its first lead of the game, 28-27, as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. How about that, those wheels?
Impressive.
This is going to go back and forth this quarter. We're going to see a couple more scores at least. Think about Fond du Lac, Ricardo. Defensively, they have had a couple of key stops. They got off the field this last time to set up this touchdown run by Dolsky, but remember, they held Kaukauna to a field goal when it looked like Kaukauna was on its way to perhaps hitting pay dirt before, as Hoffman finally brought down, forcing the field goal, the 22-yarder, instead of it maybe being a 31-14 game at that point, because Kaukauna led by 10, making it 27-14. Now back-to-back touchdown runs by Dolsky. Cardinals now on top, 28-27.
Well, Kaukauna's offense has really played great all game. Let's see if they can put together that one last drive that they're going to need to take the lead.
And it's Noah Hoffman time. Well, they're all over that
Yeah.
this time. There's number 44, one of the first ones in there, Max Mengel, the junior.
Well, you can feel momentum right now on Fond du Lac's side, Brett.
Here's the thing, though, Ricardo, if you're Kaukauna, you stick with what has been working. Just because that play was stopped for no gain, you keep going to number 2 because he's been carrying you all night long.
He's been carrying you to, 3 touchdowns, 29 carries, 294 yards. He's been the offense thus far.
And rely on that offensive line as well. 2nd down, there's, little play fake. There's a pass to 85. That's Bookinger, a nice little play call there. They have to respect and honor Hoffman. So you just little play fake to Hoffman that sets up Bookinger wide open in the flat. Takes a little pressure off, loosens up the defense maybe a little bit. Ball's going to be at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, 14-yard play. Bookinger showing a little speed there.
Good
To
hands,
hit that
too.
perimeter, yeah.
Yeah, you look at Quinn Bookinger, a 6'2", 215-pound senior. He's listed as a wide receiver. Looks like a tight end. And there's Hoffman trying to get around the left. Oh, it cuts it back inside, and look at him go.
He's just a complete back.
I think he wanted to go outside, saw that was nothing there. Nice little cut back to the inside in the middle of that defense, and he moves the chains. Another 1st down run, even closer to 300 yards.
He's already over 3. It's 305.
Well, there you go. So
30
that's
carries.
That's
305 yards.
That's the 300 run. Can he get 400?
Oh, stop it.
What's the record? That might be a Kaukauna
I'll have to ask
team
Bensville, but they
record,
might not
maybe.
know offhand.
Yeah, that's tough. 1st and 10. Ooh, nice job by Dorio to handle that snap as Hoffman.
Oh, look at that little move he did.
And good job by number 9, though. That's Halden Krieger again, the junior linebacker, getting in and bringing Hoffman down. So 2nd down and 9 to go. Ball at the 30.
I'm calling 37.
7,
so
yep.
1.
Good battle here. Week 6 game. 2nd, 3rd of the season will be done by the end of tonight. Just 3 more games to go. Figure out all the playoff stuff. Watch out. Boy, Dorio took one. He had to get rid of it. He took a pretty good shot there. Couple of white jerseys in his face mask.
I see where you was going, though. I mean, he had a good matchup that they wanted with Hall going single against a single defender. That was Nels, the defensive back.
Number 44, Max Mengel, and number 3, Isaiah Jones. Jones also a center, captain, I should say, a senior linebacker on this roster. 6'2", 215-pound senior. He was also there. So here you go, 3rd and 8. Ball at the 37, and what do we have here? I think it looks like Kaukauna wants to talk this over a little bit. There's a big play. Gives me a chance to, again, tell everybody out there who's watching tonight. It looks like we got a good online audience that we have a great deal on a digital subscription to the Post-Crescent, the Fond du Lac Reporter, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Ricardo, 6 months for how much?
$1?
That's it. 6 months for $1 takes you all the way through the winter season. And Ricardo gives folks premium content, right? Like you have some premium content subscriber-only articles coming out
every week.
Kind of a look back at the Appleton area schools, if you're a Post-Crescent reader, or the suburban schools, I guess, if you want to call it. A lot of different pieces of high school sports content that you must be a subscriber of. So, I mean, it's an incredible deal. 6 months for $1. Go to postcrescent.com/subscribe, FDLreporter.com/subscribe. Unlimited digital access for just $1 for the next 6 months. Here you go again. 3rd and 8. Hoffman has it, and he pushes his way close to the 1st down marker. He'll be about a
yard short. He's a yard short.
He might be a yard or 2 yards shy.
Oh, they are parking it right past the 30, right on the 30.
So 4th and 2. Now you've got a good kicker. No, they're going to keep their offense on the field. That'd be a long kick. And Hoffman's going to get it. No, I think he stopped. I think the Cardinals stopped him, and they did. They got the push off the snap. They bottled up Hoffman. Ricardo, he had nowhere to go, and the Cardinals now with a huge stop defensively, up 1 with 6:59 to play.
Well, that was a heck of a defensive stand, Brett. Listen, it's too far for a field goal, in my opinion.
Well, he barely sneaked that 39-yard through earlier, Soto Sanchez. So, yeah, a little out of his range. But I liked what Kaukauna did. Quickly to the line of scrimmage, snapped the ball, but Fond du Lac up front, ready to go, got the push. And
now your defense has to show up here. I mean, this is where you got to show that you're a complete team. Have your defense give your offense another shot here.
And I'm guessing if you're Fond du Lac, Ricardo, you're going to see a heavy dose of number 16, Braden Eigenbroek, who's got it right there, and good job by Kaukauna to wrap him up.
Oh, wrap him up, but look at him fall forward past the 35.
Yeah, he ended up getting 5 yards on that. Looked like he was stopped near the line of scrimmage, but then that pile kept moving.
74 hard-earned yards for Eigenbroek on 18 carries. Dalski's had the big touchdown runs, though.
They're keeping everything bunched, aren't they? And nope, little play action.
Oh, he's got him
wide open if he wants to hit him. Beautiful catch and throw That's Calvin Mullins, Ricardo, and there you see that fantastic arm by Schreider. And it's a great play design because you know at this situation, right, they're going to use Eigenbrot. They got everything bunched together. It was one-on-one and a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch by Mullins on a beautiful rainbow pass by Schreider.
47-yard pass play, Brett.
And a quiet Kaukauna crowd now in front of us. Ball at the 13-yard line as Eigenbrot. Whoa, it's hit hard.
I'm sorry, that was a 52-yard pass play, BC.
Sam Weber, the sophomore linebacker, in on that hit.
Right, I want to say that was the second 50-plus yard pass play from Schreider to Mullins.
Ball at the 12-yard line.
Well, I think it goes without saying that you need to stop them and hold them to a field goal, you'd hope.
There's
good play.
Yeah, that's number 32 again against Tanner Dalsky. Second big play in a row. Sam Weber, the 5'11", 200-pound sophomore linebacker, and Dalsky's dropped for a loss.
Ball's at the 16, so a loss of 4, Brett. 3rd and 13. Well, here's where you need your defense to stand strong. Field goals are not a given either, even though Eigenbrot's a very good kicker.
And now you can hear the Ghost faithful trying to fire up the defense as Schreider going to sling it over and knocked away. Near interception.
Wow.
But how about, I think that was number 42, Tyler Jazeski again, the safety, knocking it away.
Hey, this is a win for the Kaukauna defense, Brett. They had the big 52-yard pass play on them, able to hold to a possible field goal. But right now the offense is still on the field for Fond du Lac.
Might be maybe a little bit too far for Eigenbrot. Wonder if Fond du Lac's going to want to, well, let's see. Thinking maybe they might want to burn a timeout to talk things over. But offense is on the field, 4th and 13, ball at the 16-yard line.
Some confusion on the Kaukauna defense, Brett.
Schreider, he's got it. Got some time, going to fire it over, and it's in. What a throw!
There's a flag, Brett.
Is that Eigenbrot with the score? Or are they going to bring it back, though?
It is against.
What was the call? Is that another illegal man downfield call?
Wow.
Well, that takes away the touchdown to Eigenbrot. Boy, Ricardo, that throw was fantastic,
it was,
though.
and it was a slow developing play. Schreider, though, with a nice pass. But look where the ball is now. Ball's going to be at the 26.
Right.
4th and 23. They can still get a first down inside the 3-yard line.
The 3-yard line is where the first down marker is. Well, you know you got a quarterback here that can. Ball's going to be where? At the 21. Ball at the 21. 4th down and 18 to go. Let's see what Schreider can do. He's got the arm to get it into the end zone.
Can he do it again? Look out.
He's on the run now.
There's a flag he's holding.
Yeah, it's going to come back again, no matter what happens, unless it's intercepted. Nope, knocked away. Cardinals going backwards, and a quick holding call. 10 more yards.
But they just declined it, Brett. Take over on downs.
Yep, knock it down, take it over, and a chance now with 4:43 to go to get into field goal range to potentially win this game.
And they dodge a bullet there, Brett, but now you got it where you want it. Plenty of time on the clock. You got 2 timeouts. You have a quarterback that can throw the ball and a running back that's over 300 yards in the game. I mean, this is all you can ask for if you're Kaukauna.
Fond du Lac defense playing a little bit better, though, here in recent series. So 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line for Kaukauna. But I'm with you, Ricardo. You got to give it to Hoffman, who's got over 300 yards rushing and 3 TDs. Hoffman has it again. Oh, all bottled up.
Oh, and there's a flag,
that might be coming back. Is that going to be a quick call by the head official there, the referee, and he's going to march that goes back 10 yards. Hey, we got a tweet, Ricardo, from our friend Steve Seidel. Says, another great high school game, and you guys are bringing it. Thank you, Steve. We appreciate it. He goes, how about the Badgers tomorrow night at Ohio State? Question mark. Ain't going to happen, Steve. I'm sorry. Ain't gonna happen.
You never know. I'm not fully on board with Ohio State
Stop
this
it.
year. I'm not.
Wisconsin is not going to Columbus and winning that game on Saturday night. That's a night game.
I don't know.
You got
I'm optimistic.
ABC, I believe, was that Fowler and Herb Street going to call it.
Be a heck of a win if they did, though.
It would be,
Steve?
Wouldn't it? We'll see.
Brett, they
Fond du Lac
down,
declined it.
They declined it. So 2nd down and 10 at the 21.
I think that they're saying we don't want Hoffman getting too many opportunities here. Little flea flicker. Dorio, Fond du Lac read it. And how about number 6? That's Jeremiah McGee, the junior linebacker. Ricardo with the big sack. They were not fooled on the flea flicker one bit.
Be 3rd and 18, I believe now, Brett.
Ball at the, 13-yard line? Good idea.
Well, this can be made up on 2 plays, so if you're Kaukauna, don't need to go for a low percentage pass. See if you can pick up some yards here.
Let's see what Dorio, who can sling it as well. Dorio's looking for some time, looking for some receiver opening. He's directing traffic. He's going to fire it downfield and got it.
Wow.
What a throw.
He waited.
What
he
a
waited
throw.
For is it Caden? No, Nolan Hall. He waited for Nolan Hall to work himself free for that 1st down.
I mean, you talk about putting the ball on a spot. Nolan Hall, he had tight coverage along the far sideline right in front of that Fond du Lac bench. And Dorio, you couldn't have walked it there any better. Throw of the night for Finley Dorio without a doubt.
34 yards on that pass play, Brett, but get some near midfield. Plenty of time.
Maybe throw of the season for Dorio is Hoffman now brought down by number 5, Corbin Hanrahan, the junior linebacker.
Tell you what, though, if you're the Kaukauna offense offensively on the line, you got to keep on your blocks now, because Noah Hoffman right now has been kind of bottled up in the last part of this 4th quarter.
Could be getting tired, too. He's run up quite a bit, over 300 yards for Hoffman on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Keep in mind, Osvaldo Soto Sanchez, 2 field goals tonight for Kaukauna, including a 39-yarder. So they've got some talent in the kicking game, as Hoffman now looking for space. And good job by the Cardinals kind of stringing that one out. And finally, number 11, Jacob Haller, the junior defensive back, forcing a 3rd down, ball at the 48-yard line. So here's a big play in this game.
319 yards, 3 on 35 carries for Hoffman. But, Brett, 3rd and 5, pivotal play here.
Man, thinking about that throw again, though. Jeez, that was – he's kind of – it's like playground football at that time, right? You go here, I'm going to try to throw it there.
Well, you saw everything from
Off
Jorio
schedule.
that people like. I mean, he has a good athleticism. You saw him rolling to his left, a good arm with touch.
2 talented quarterbacks tonight, without a doubt. And Dorio here, he's going to play fake to Hoffman. Whoa, I don't think they were ready.
No,
little miscommunication to Hall.
A little bit.
I think Hall got turned just a little too late, or Dorio maybe threw it a little too early. Either way, miscommunication. 4th down at the 48. What if you try to set up a little screen with Hoffman?
I'll tell you what, those Fondy edges have been coming in kind of quick, and good timeout here.
Ghosts going to burn their 2nd timeout of the half, so that leaves them with 1 timeout remaining. Fond du Lac with all 3 of its timeouts, 2:51 to play. Cardinals with the 1-point lead, 28-27, as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Pair of touchdown runs by Tanner Dolsky, 15 yards and 70 yards. Turned a 27-14 deficit now into a 28-27 advantage.
Final, Appleton North 13-0 over Appleton East. See what other scores we got going on. (41-21) Kimberly over Oshkosh West. That's also a final, Brett. We already saw the Little Shoot score above or earlier, so they're 33-7 over FVL. Vandenberg.
Is that a final?
5 touchdown passes, yes.
Well, that's a heck of a win. Still nothing in that Freedom Luxembourg-Casco game. Surprised. I would have thought
I'm shocked, too.
it's one of the games of the night in northeast Wisconsin. A lot of good games here in Week 6, including this one. 4th and 5 for the Ghosts at the 48-yard line. Both of these teams trying to stay in the hunt
they're
for
over.
Is that on Fond du Lac?
That is on Fond du Lac.
That's the second week in a row we've seen something like that. That happened last week in the Neenah game against Appleton North.
Dorio with the hard count. And I get it, though. You know, if you're Fondy, you're so anxious.
That's a first down.
It is a first down.
Wow, that's huge. Remember, we saw that Appleton North that was against the Lightning in a critical moment of that game.
Wait, are they going to bring out the chain gang?
Are they going to do that?
It is a first down. I thought it was too.
But
critical mistake, Brett.
Last week that led to that really kind of sparked into, I think the Rockets ended up scoring on a 95-yard touchdown drive, or 90, something like that, if memory serves. And now here's kind of the same situation. Can the Ghosts capitalize on a huge penalty? There goes Hoffman. And brought down about the 40-yard line. Kaukauna again with 1 timeout remaining, clock continuing to run, and they've got a good kicker in Osvaldo Soto Sanchez, the junior, who's hit 2 so far tonight.
Brett, Kaukauna is dominating in terms of plays. If you look at my score sheet here, Kaukauna has basically won the time of possession by a large margin in the 4th, but they don't have any points to show for it.
Trying to think of the range. So where do they need to get to get Soto Sanchez out there? About the 20-yard line range?
I would think so.
Dorio. Oh, knocked down.
Number 9.
Yep, that's Krieger again. Good job by Krieger to get his hands in the air. Saw that Dorio was going to drop back for the pass. And 3rd and 7, ball at the 40-yard line. Little draw play to Hoffman. Yep, that's a good play.
What a play!
Is that McGee again?
It is.
Boys, he had some big plays here. Jeremiah McGee, junior linebacker. I thought that was a great play call, Ricardo. I thought that was going to go for a lot longer. McGee said nope. He was there and brought Hoffman down. Ball at the 38-yard line. 4th down again.
You got to give Fondy a lot of credit in the 4th quarter. They've shut down the Hoffman run game, Brett. Relatively speaking, compared to, he was running for nearly 300 yards entering the quarter.
Well, again, that's a lot of carries for Hoffman. Getting tired or just defense really clamping down? We'll see. Here's 4th and 6. Dorio. Play fake. He's got time. Downfield. Got him. And now you're in field goal range. Wow, a big 4th down throw to Max Krieger.
Another big play by Dorio, Brett. If you're Fondy, that's got to be deflating.
You are so close to pulling it out. They're going to mark it at the, I think, 16-yard line. Dorio on the run again. I think he's just going to keep it. No, he's down. His knee went down. But he saw big old number 78, Cameron Schmidt, the 6'3", 300-pound junior defensive lineman, in his way. And is this going to be a timeout, Kaukauna, here to conserve some time?
Was that a loss on the play, Brett?
Well, it was that they had him at the 16. Yeah, they're going to be marked back at
the 22.
Yeah, so a 6-yard loss. Who called timeout here? Is that a Fondy timeout? Okay.
Well, you still want to get it another 5 or 6 yards. You're looking just for the field goal aspect of it. And you want to, kind of get off as much time as you can.
Hank DeWild tweeting again. He said, word is Freedom winning 26-14 in the fourth. Thank you,
Hank.
Appreciate all your tweets tonight.
Yeah, you got to follow us every week. We got to make sure Hank is
I'm going to give Hank a follow after the game.
Yes, a special correspondent for us.
There you go. Ball at the 22-yard line. Big second down. They're going to, dropped. Now I think with a minute 3, I think what you got to do here, I think you got to get it in Hoffman's hands and try to.
Yeah, but that's
I think you got to just try to get something here and get your field goal kicker out and set it up.
That's a long field goal. But yeah, I think you're right, Brett. Right now, here is where his leg is, right? 39 yards. That's a 39-yard field goal.
Yep. So see if you can get Hoffman, get that offensive line plowing forward. Looking at the flags, there's a little bit of a breeze coming from that direction. It's like a southwest wind. Or southeast wind, check that, the way the flag is blowing. But nothing too crazy. It's a pretty calm night. So here you go, third down coming up. Let's see what Dorio and the Ghosts have in store. He's looking over to Hall again, and now we got is this a delay of game? It's a delay of game. It's a delay of game, Ricardo. You can't have that.
No, you cannot have that.
On a huge third down call. Ooh, that's critical. Probably takes you, at least right now, out of field goal range.
Now you almost have to run a play where you got to get some yards, Brett.
Ball going to be at, like, I guess, where are they going to spot it? The 26-yard line? I'm trying to see where the sideline.
27 is
27 is
yeah.
where he's standing.
That's just
that
a
can't
mental
happen.
error. You cannot have that.
So third and, what are we saying, about 20? Roughly?
Yes.
Watch out. Are they trying to set up a screen? There's
boy.
Hoffman. Hoffman on the screen.
Look out.
Oh, my goodness. What a play call and what a run by Hoffman.
Well, Brett, I thought the screen was going the opposite way.
Is that a first down or is that fourth down now? Let's see where they spot it.
Fourth and 2.
4th and 2. What do you do now? Boy, Dorio did everything he could to really sell that because there was a defender right in his face. Gets out to Hoffman, who somehow changes directions. He does look like a video game. And sets it up. Wow, oof.
Oh, my goodness, Brett, second time that they're doing this. Well, I suppose it's on the near hash, you know. Is that tough for a field goal kicker?
I'm not sure, but Kaukauna is going to burn its final time out, but it is a risky decision without a doubt. It says officially 4th and 1.
Look.
4th and about 1.5, basically,
Brett,
where that first down
Kaukauna
stick is.
this quarter has gone for it on 4th and 6 from the 27 of Fond du Lac, incomplete pass. Their second drive of the quarter, 4th and 7, or 4th and 2 was stuffed. Okay, no gain for Hoffman, and now they're in a 4th and 1 situation. So if they're snuffed for a third consecutive time, it's a game.
Yeah, just again, ball's at the 7-yard line, 7.5-yard line. I suppose maybe you're right, Ricardo. On the right hash, they're thinking the angle's too tough. Dorio is out there. The offense is going out there. And no timeouts. They are going to bring the field goal unit out. So there's Soto Sanchez. It's going to be a 25-yarder, looking for his third field goal of the night. Will Fond du Lac burn a timeout here maybe to get Soto Sanchez thinking about it? Looks like they're going to let it run. Oh, high snap. Soto Sanchez gets it through. Barely. He barely gets it through.
And I thought that was going to be blocked, Brett. So, Sanchez.
What were we saying, 25 yards?
25 yards.
His third field goal of the night. And with just 52 seconds to play, the Ghosts now back in front, 30-28. Ricardo, that was also a high snap. Good job by the holder to get that down. And then you saw the kick. You could almost see the shadow of the ball going right past that left upright. Sneaks it through. How about Soto Sanchez with 3 field goals, 39, 22, and now 25 yards out. What a game. 52 seconds, so that's enough time for this this Fond du Lac offense.
It is, and this is something where, okay, good special teams, so Sanchez needs a solid kick here, nothing out of bounds, and now you got to cover.
There's Dolsky, and he can run.
He can.
Looking for
Look
a
out.
hole. Watch out. Getting sneaking through and near the 40-yard line, so 46 seconds
plenty
to go.
of time. They have plenty of time to get it down. Now, this is what we talk about.
Yeah.
Ken Eigenbroek, he kicked a game-winning field goal last week, but I don't know what his leg strength is. We saw them go for it in field goal territory, Brett. Fond du Lac, so I don't know if his field goal range is about 30 yards or so. But either way, 46 seconds, time stops after first downs, and Fond du Lac has 2 timeouts, Brett. And they have a quarterback who has arm strength as good as anybody in the state.
And some great receivers as well. Ball at the 37-yard line. Here we go. Fond du Lac does have 2 timeouts remaining. Little push pass. Going to try to get that one out of bounds. No, they're going to keep him in bounds, so the Cardinals are going to have to hurry. That was Calvin Mullins. The clock continuing to run. Ball at the 45-yard line. Are they just going to try to spike the ball? They're kind of letting a lot of time run off the clock, Ricardo. Schreider waiting. Fakes the handoff to Eigenbroek. Watch out. Going downfield, and Eigenbroek, beautiful catch. No, I'm sorry. That's number 2, Bradner with the catch.
He caught it.
He did.
That was a heck of a catch.
Ricardo, I had it in my binoculars, far sideline. That is Tyler Bradner, number 2, the senior wide receiver, showing great concentration. Look at this, already at the 33-yard line with 16 seconds to go.
There's a 21-yard pass play, Brett.
Still feels like maybe too much time came off the clock, though, in that situation. We'll see.
Look out.
Trying to set up a screen. I think he's to get out of bounds. And well done by Schreider to just get rid of it. Pretty good, very good pursuit by number 72.
Well,
and 32.
Fond du Lac still has 2 timeouts. You can throw something over the middle. Try to get it in the center of the field so you can at least have a shot at an Eigenbroek field goal.
Gage Tomczyk, number 72. Sam Weber, number 32. 13 seconds to go. Ball at the 33-yard line.
Nothing deep if you're Kaukauna secondary.
You can play the middle of the field. There's Schreider looking for something and fires downfield. Nearly caught.
We have a flag, Brett, near side. We'll see what this is on. Or who this is on, I should say.
With 5 seconds to go, though, that was a lot. It's going to be on Fond du Lac. I think it's going to be another illegal man downfield. It took too long. Well, here you go. 5 seconds to play. Steven Schreider, he's got the arm to get it into the end zone because that's what he's going to have to do right here with 5 seconds to go. There's no time to play that sideline. There's just not enough time on the clock, Ricardo.
And they did they turn that one down? No, you got to take that.
You got to take that. Yeah, you push them back, I would think. And they're going to mark it off 5 yards. Ball's going to be at the 39-yard line. 39, 38-yard line. So here you go. Could be the final play of the night unless there is a defensive penalty, right?
If you're in the end zone, knock it down.
They're sending pressure. Schreiber, he's got to get rid of it. Downfield, it's going to be short. I think it's knocked down, and that is how the game ends. Ricardo, what a game as Kaukauna celebrates a 30-28 victory. Boy, Schreider, Ricardo, he was under duress right away. He took a pretty good shot. He's walking off the field slow.
Brett, they got that. They got pressure with only a few guys rushing the quarterback.
What a game. What a victory for Kaukauna. Tough defeat for Fond du Lac. Again, you're looking at their second FVA loss of the season, also falling to Neenah earlier in the season. That was a 38-20 loss. 3 straight wins now, Ricardo, for the Ghosts.
Well, let's talk about these teams.
Thoughts on this one.
First off, on Fond du Lac, really spirited comeback by them. And I know that they're going to look back and they're going to see mental mistakes, Brett, really kind of harmed them in this game. Some of the fourth down calls where there was like offsides on you can't have that. I know you're amped up and you want to make the big play, but that was critical, and those were killer penalties on the Cardinals. But boy, you kind of see the big playability of the Cardinals, and they're kind of going down that thing where they're going to just kind of get into the playoffs at this point, Brett. And then they're going to be a team that, boy, no one wants to play.
Nobody wants to
you're
play.
You're a first, you're a second seed. You don't want to play those guys.
No, not at all.
And for Kaukauna, they just keep improving. Big win for them. These are one of the kind of program-defining wins that you want to have if you're the Ghosts. They had a tough one against Appleton North. We're here. We saw them lose 17-0. I think it was 24-0, something like that. And to come here, and then Fond du Lac has been beating up on them for a while now, and to get that win over Fond du Lac is just a great win for the Ghosts. They're playing well. They're confident, and you saw it. Defense made plays. Offense made plays. Special teams made plays for the Ghosts. And great win for them.
Ricardo, you mentioned that loss that we streamed 24-0 to Appleton North right here. That was back on September 2nd. 3 straight wins since. Oshkosh North 28-21, Oshkosh West 47-9, and now tonight 30-28. So trending in the right direction is Matt Binsfield's Galloping Ghost. By the way, how about we don't do it very often, but how about a little credit to the kicker Osvaldo Soto Sanchez. 3 field goals tonight. The last one, a 25-yard game winner, makes Noah Hoffman feel pretty good about his 300 yards on the ground. So
yeah, I'm going to talk to him. He's one of the kids I'll talk to, as Osvaldo will be. So it's not often I talk to just the kicker, Brett, or a kicker.
They deserve it. He deserves it. So whale of a game, a fun way to put Week 6 in the book. So be sure, folks, to subscribe so you can check out all of Ricardo's Week 6 coverage. Subscriber only, right, Ricardo?
Absolutely.
It's premium content.
All right, guys. I'll see you back.
Sounds good, Ricardo. Let me run down the scoring before I sign off for the evening. Kaukauna got on the scoreboard first, a 36-yard touchdown run by Noah Hoffman, the first of 3 touchdowns on the night. 300 yards for Hoffman as well. That made it 7-0 Kaukauna. Fond du Lac answered with a touchdown pass. A 6-yarder from Steven Schreider to Ethan Wagner Lane. That capped a 12-play, 61-yard drive. Came with 10:27 to play in the second quarter. Tied it all up at 7 apiece. Then Kaukauna with a pair of scores to close out the half. A 20-yard touchdown run by Noah Hoffman made it 14-7 with 7:47 to play. And then Osvaldo Soto Sanchez, the first of 3 field goals. This one came with 5 seconds to play. A 39-yard bomb, 17-7 Kaukauna at the half. Fond du Lac right away coming out on fire in the second half. A pass from Schreider to number 16, Braden Eigenbrot. Made it 17-14. Just a minute 2 into the third quarter, it started on a 52-yard pass from Schreider to Calvin Mullins, first play of the half. So a hot start for Fond du Lac, and then 2 more touchdowns, or another touchdown run by Noah Hoffman, his third of the night for Kaukauna. Came with 8:57 to play in the third quarter, made it 24-14, and then Soto Sanchez with 6:11 to play in the third, a 22-yard field goal. Looked like Kaukauna was somewhat in control, 27-14, but then a pair of touchdown runs by number 0, Tanner Dalsky, a 15-yarder with 1:51 to play in the third, and then a 70-yard scamper with 9:22 to play in the fourth. Both PATs were good, and Fond du Lac with a 28-27 lead, and then it was kind of a heavyweight battle from there. Finally ending with 52 seconds left in the game. Soto Sanchez, his third field goal of the night, a 25-yarder that just snuck past that left upright. 30-28 is your final score. With the victory, Kaukauna improves to 4-2 on the season, 3-1 in Fox Valley Association play. They're at Neenah next Friday night in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Fond du Lac falls to 3-3 on the season overall, 2-2 in FEA play. The Cardinals will be home against Kimberly in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. As for us, we'll be back at it again next Friday night as we head to Unison Credit Union Stadium and Fitzpatrick Field just down the road in Little Chute. Looking like a great Week 7 matchup as Little Chute hosts the rival Freedom Irish the annual battle for the county ensign, and it's looking like both teams will be undefeated. Northeastern Conference Championship implications on that one is, again, Mustangs and Irish looking like they'll both be 6-0 after tonight's action. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. You can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Cellcom. Save $1,000 on the entire iPhone 14 family with a new line, or save $650 when you upgrade. Visit Cellcom.com to get yours today. Offers require a trade-in. Restrictions apply. Details at Cellcom.com/save. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Ricardo and for Rosie, and don't forget the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson signing off from Bank of Kaukauna Stadium here on the campus of Kaukauna High School. What a game tonight, Week 6 action. Kaukauna with the victory, 30-28. Thanks for watching, everybody.